me double check. Technically, yes, but they added in the constitutional justification there, which says to perform a search and or seizure of property that person possesses outside of an arrest, there must be a valid legal reason presented to balance these rights with public safety. So they kind of have to tell you why you're either getting searched, your car's getting searched, shit like that. Pretty much, they actually have to tell you. It's not just, oh, hey, I can kind of deal.
Yeah.
You know? Pretty much exactly the same.
What the fuck is what the fuck does that even mean? What is that word?
Jurisprudence is pretty much up to the judges on
It's a
their...
French word.
It's
Jurisprudence.
Bonjour.
It's
Bonjour.
the process of going through like a court case and then a result being had and then war being
Traffic
made because
tickets
of
and
it.
violations may not be appealed on the court
Okay.
docket anymore.
I don't know if they were able to before.
They were...
They were. Did you see all the towing issues?
Is that a traffic ticket though?
No, that's suing
No,
for
but-
somebody.
Yeah.
It's the reason why most people took traffic things to court is because we couldn't get traffic court. So it's one of those moments of, if we had more judges, we could do that.
Huts are really different. I think huts are gone now.
Yeah, I don't see anything about huts right now.
So citizens who are charged with heinous acts will be held for a period of no longer than 12 hours.
Oh wow.
Holy W.
Pending
fire.
arraignment.
Fucking
That's
amazing.
actually good. Yeah.
And then once, like, you're held for at the most 12 hours, and then you're on basically bail.
Oh,
Yep.
thank fucking God.
They said that at the meeting, right?
Yeah, and then if you fuck up, obviously you go back till trial.
Judicial election process pretty much just sets up for judges getting hired.
What about FOIA?
Pretty much
that's
exactly
fine.
the same.
Hmm.
It's the current one, not any of the past
Yeah,
iterations.
the upgraded one, yeah.
All right. Hey, I appreciate that breakdown, man.
All good.
That was good.
Yes, thank you, Roman.
They reworded it a little bit more for most of the stuff that was already in there because they were like, yeah, this kind of is confusing.
Is theft of an aircraft?
What's the FOIA process right now? Like, what is it
Yeah,
still the 5
there's
day
a bunch
shit?
of new charges. in there.
It's 3.
4 at most.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we can ERP on Twitter
It's
again.
pretty much you have to go there and
Hey.
give them all the information that you can to be able to FOIA.
Hey, if
Wait,
theft
so
in the aircraft is legal now, does that mean we can become pilots eventually, or what's happening with that?
Well, they're still piloting without a license.
Hmm.
We don't have pilots. We don't have pilots licenses yet. Still.
Oh shit! Is stop and go gone?
Yes,
Yeah.
stop
Yep.
and go is gone.
Oh fuck.
That sucks.
Are we even going to be able to submit
getting numbers to get.
legislation before, like,
I can't go back.
we
You
got
can
a
submit
mayor?
it to the
Oh, can I
DOJ.
still-
I think once the mayors are in, right?
Can I still ride my
But we
bike on
basically still
the
have no
sidewalk?
legislative.
Current-
The bike thing
Hmm.
was case law, and I don't think that's in the
So-
books.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
no.
found a juicy new charge, guys.
What's
Vehicle
that?
registration fraud.
That's been there for
Oh.
years.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's been there.
was always there.
well, I
Yeah,
haven't
but
seen any, fake plates. I'm just pointing it
Later.
out.
So the new charge though is isn't the criminal possession of firearm class 3 actually newer right now?
No, that was.
We
always
had
there.
that. We just didn't have the weapons for it.
Because it specifies LMGs, RPGs, and DMRs now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the-
Also, it is.
DMR.
If you legally own 2 guns now, what's the charge they hit you with? Because it says that legally you can only have 1 firearm registered to you now, but stockpiling is still 6 or more. What do you get charged
Wait, what?
with?
I cannot buy 2 firearms?
No, it says you
Oh,
can
that's
only legally
stockpiling.
have 1.
And if you have, keep your mouth closed.
No, but Jim's got a good point. Like 6 is stockpiling, but
They should call it the
somewhere else
Akin
it's two to
Bola.
have one.
5B.
Well, we know the limit, guys.
Nothing right now. There is no charge for it.
Would that fall
Yeah.
under like negligent weapon ownership or some shit?
That's
No.
Probably
usually
what they would
only
try
if
to
it's
throw at
been
you.
stolen and not reported and used in
Yeah.
another crime.
Like, I don't see any charge that would actually.
Is there
require you to own
something
a
about
drive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if I just
gun
had
piling?
What
two?
is the
What if
law
I'm
that you
running
cannot
double pump?
own more than 2? Or more than 1?
Well, apparently what they're from what they're saying, you can only own one,
Yeah, in
but
the weapons license
Yeah, it's in the weapon license
legislation,
legislation.
It says under usage restrictions, the registered owner may only have one registered firearm at a time.
So, also, robbery of a high security institution has kind of been reworded to where it is now a bank, museum, jewelry store, or other high security buildings containing high value assets.
Interesting.
Makes sense.
there's still for robbery of a financial institution, though, too.
I
Is
don't
there?
think so.
No, not
Yeah,
anymore.
it was
It's-
there 5 minutes ago.
No, they changed it to robbery of a high security institution.
I saw both like 10 minutes ago.
Interesting, because it's now robbery of
there
a
now.
security firm, robbery of a high security institution.
Basically, that charges for anywhere you can't just go in, put the gun at the teller, and say, "Give me the money."
Wait. Robbery of a security firm is 45 months, but prostitution is over 50?
Yeah, don't ask.
Oh, and robbery of a high security institution and robbery of a security firm are still in there. That's what it is.
Okay,
It's not
it's like
financial
Prostitution is
security.
53 months.
Look, if
Okay,
you do
security.
prostitution, you've got more to worry about than 53 months.
Hey, there's
Remember,
good
guys,
money
if you
in
film it, then it's not prostitution, it's porn.
I don't know if we have that case.
Hey, excuse me, I have a
Is
question.
porn
guys.
actually illegal?
Okay,
Probably
ask the
not.
question.
What's the difference between the reports and the legislation? Because it looks like there's some legislation in the reports.
Legislation always starts as a report, and then it becomes legislation. Reports contains other things that aren't legislation.
I see. Okay, okay.
I'm
I'm learning.
VAF stuff. Anyone that has any felony at all can't participate in any of the auctions, even if it isn't their vehicle.
Wait,
Wait,
what
have they
auctions?
always seized all
Yeah,
the bills
correct.
and stuff?
That's so.
It's not-
For dirty cash, yes.
Wait, has conspiracy to organize a street
never
race always
seen
been
that law.
charged? Or is it
Yes.
newer?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
always been charged.
it's always been there. They've always
seen that
seized it.
Huh.
If you're
Improper
lucky, you'll
window
get a
tint?
cop
Is
that
this
won't
new?
charge you for it, but they still have
No,
to
that's-
seize it.
No, no.
Considering
I mean, they
consider it
can
illegal.
charge it. It's like it's a $0 fine and zero months. There's literally just a charge in there that allows them to take bandit cash and like wash cash, but it's no fine, no time.
So yeah, so basically that means that it goes on your record that you were found with it and they seize it, but they're not sending you to prison for it
Yeah.
or fining you for it because they're basically taking the money as the fine.
Is the 0-0, that can also mean that stuff is left up to discretion of the judge as well sometimes, right? If it's 0-0 for like some
It
of the more
depends on what it
intense
is.
charges,
Nothing
yeah.
changes
Yeah,
VAP
if it's
points,
for
right?
if
Just
it's for
forever.
a hut charge, then yes. If it's for a
Well, the
misdemeanor,
change with the
it
VAT
usually
is if you
means that
don't
they
give up the
don't
car after the third one,
they don't make
you
you
get
pay.
charged
They
the cost
don't
of the
make
car every
you
week.
go to prison, but they put it on your record still.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Or some of them
The
it's
police
up to
are
a
required
judge
to inform you that
to set
a car
like
has one.
disobeying a court order. That one's 0-0, and that would be for the judge to decide because it would be their court order you're violating.
Alrighty, alright.
But
Thank
what
you all for
about-
the information and the legislation
Sure.
stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Y'all have a good
Have
day.
a good one.
But all the cash
Wait,
from
sorry, what is
fishing.
the SASM?
I charge a chest.
San Andreas State Marshals.
Oh, that's the... Okay, yeah.
Welcome back, Tony.
State marshals.
Oh, this is a question I was going to ask earlier. Who is going to be overseeing the state marshals? Is the mayor?
Angel.
Angel.
No, who's overseeing like Angel and such? Like who's
No,
Who's
but
the check to her power? That's
The
the
state.
The people. The people can choose to impeach her.
interesting with the?
You
the
can choose to
$200,000?
impeach anyone in a.
Yeah.
You can choose to impeach anyone in a position of governmental power,
But
and
it's
it goes to an
expensive.
independent third party from the state.
I wonder if
Well,
you're able to
that's
impeach.
so people don't frivolously file for it. They
Can you
want to make you
impeach a
pay
lawyer?
it, so it's worth it.
Yeah, well, I think it would fall under
I don't
DOJ.
think you can. I don't think you can impeach a lawyer, but you can just.
You can
file
bar
complaints
complaint
and get
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just says DOJ, so somebody impeach me
Why do you want to be impeached?
just to see if you can.
Solomon.
Oh, yeah, do we have a head of
Are we
bar?
at a meeting? I got better things to do.
No, that's,
No.
Like,
that's not going to
We
be a
have one
position anymore
happening
because there's not
soon?
going to be a council
In like
anymore.
14 minutes.
Yeah, and we have a
Okay.
we have a trial, so I'm gonna go to trial.
Oh, I'm so beaky now.
And who's responsible for
I just want to know
getting
if we're
out
getting paid
balances now?
more or not, and if we're not,
When
then
the
I'm
mayor
That would be the
comes in,
judges.
yes.
Since there's no head
Hey,
of bar. The
all
justices.
all lawyers that are here, take a look at report. Take a look at your DOJ documents and look at the very top.
Okay.
Audit procedure before.
Wait, which one is that?
Attorney guidelines.
Your reports. You know,
Well, thank you
DOJ
guys. Appreciate the help.
documents. Yeah.
You guys have a good one, right?
You too.
Have a good one, sir.
You wanna? You have to pay 50K to audit somebody to tell the DOJ to audit somebody. You're like a third party.
Is that the one you're talking about, Roman? 1592?
No, it's report number 9227, DOJ documents, attorney guidelines.
Fuck behavior standards. I can't make my remarks about Uriel anymore. Dress code. Attorneys are required to maintain a professional appearance and dress code in and out of court while acting as legal counsel. Rick, go get changed.
Yeah, go get changed, sir. You look miserable.
While acting as legal counsel, he's not legal counsel right now.
Someone told Solomon that?
Solomon is a special
Solomon
case.
has an exception.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he would also receive exclusion from the DRIP Act if we still had that.
I'm going to say this now. The behavior thing about acting a certain way towards the courts, we're not always going to agree with what has been handed down. So they should understand that we are
I mean,
going to
it
have
says
our
should
opinions.
avoid. It doesn't say, you know, you'll be fired if you don't go along with this. It says you should avoid engaging in those things.
Yes, you should follow a straight code of escalation.
Failure to signal was removed out of charges, by the way.
Thank God.
Woo!
Can I drive my bike on the sidewalk?
Currently, yes, but Adams told me that the common law is being upheld that we all set, but it's getting kind of folded into the legislation and things, and I need to figure out more when we have our talk about that, because certain things were there. So yeah.
Thank you, Roman.
Possession of dirty money was also removed, if you guys noticed that.
Well, your dirty money didn't exist.
Well, the classification was rolled bill and washed in the definition.
There's a
of
new
it.
one though. They will seize your money.
And that's always been the case. Civil asset
Yeah.
forfeiture.
I'm no longer allowed to
No.
engage in criminal activities.
No, they will just, even if they find it on you, I think it's
what?
not civil forfeiture, right? Hold on.
If they believe.
Them taking it from you is basically civil asset forfeiture because the money is an
Book.
asset.
Book.
But yeah, possession of band of notes and small band of notes.
Yeah.
They just confiscate the stuff. They don't,
Honestly,
and they note it on your profile, but they
I
don't
don't
actually
know. I
send
feel like
you
I'm
to
gonna have
prison
to
or
just
fine you.
like
It looks
digest it, but it
Hi, Grace.
seems okay.
Hi.
Is it better than before?
I think
Oh,
so.
I forgot
How's
to
it
say.
going?
Keep it.
Hi, Grace.
Yeah, I'll give you a TLDR.
It's nice to
Oh,
meet
that
you
means
face to
that-
face.
It just
Nice to
keep
meet
us
you
like
too.
looped in because I want to.
Yeah.
That means they don't take your
good.
wash
Also,
cash.
Rick,
Do
you
you
know
have
we're
any?
going to get paid more when Nino wins.
No, I know. Well, he mentioned something about us getting paid before that, so.
Is wash cash not band of notes?
Nope.
Nice.
So what
Cash
is
is
that?
cash.
Yeah,
Unless you
that's the
find
that.
it in illegal circumstances. It's like finding a watering can in someone's garden and finding a watering can in a grow house.
It's because when you go fishing, sometimes you get lucky, and
Yes.
after fighting for
Oh,
a
yeah.
while, you get one of them treasure chests, and
Yes.
sometimes you get some cash in there. So
What if I go fishing and I find them to fire? A class to fire?
What?
Better call the police. You ever
Yes,
seen
better
those
call the
magnet
police,
fishing
yes.
videos?
right,
Yes.
yeah, magnet fishing.
What if you find like a grenade?
Call the police.
Exactly.
Well, pull the pin and throw it back into the water.
Exactly. What?
I'm going to still watch this case.
But the chest,
I
it could
used to
be
carry G6 cash from me, I don't
constructive
care.
possession, you know?
What the fuck?
Because it's
I'm
in
gonna
the
just
chest, so
digest this all in my apartment.
There you go.
Thank you.
somebody
also
could
just-
argue that.
So when is that lawyer thing? Is that in 35 minutes or in 5
Whenever
minutes?
whenever he comes here, so we'll know. There, you now all have all done something illegal. You now all have a $1 bill of rolled cash on you.
Excuse me?
What?
Wait, these are not legal?
That's not illegal though.
I know. That's the point. That's the joke.
Well, I've allegedly been doing moonshine too, so.
Okay, now
Good one.
you don't
No,
tell
I'm kidding.
us
I'm
that
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
ever.
You
kidding.
said
I'm kidding, I'm
allegedly.
kidding. Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Actually,
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that-
so apparently
Can
rolled
you-
cash isn't illegal either, because that's not on
Roman-
here anywhere.
do you see my profile?
Cornwood.
Because I've been trying to look myself up and I can't find myself. I find idle, but I don't find myself.
May I ask why?
I'm a ghost in
You
the
just
system.
you just search up Maxwell.
I did multiple times. I don't show up.
Yes, you do.
What the hell?
Maxwell.
You have to look up Maxwell or Loon.
No, you can't look up Loon. It doesn't do that.
I looked up Goethe and I only found idle.
Yeah, your name is Lunas.
Hey, what's up?
It's
They
all
left
on
out
the
my
card.
hyphen too in
Yeah.
on my ID.
Hey, Roman, what was the report we're supposed to look at earlier? Before the
I'm not
Attorney
even
attorney
in the
guidelines.
profiles myself.
attorney.
That's interesting.
Pretty much, it sets up all the things that we have to adhere to.
Are these available for all or just for?
This wasn't written before; it was just added today.
Yeah, Max, you can get a cop, a judge, or a county clerk to put the hyphen in there for you.
Can you see my profile? I couldn't see it myself.
You don't have a
I had to do
profile
that
yet
with
since you're so
mine
new to the city.
since I'm
You have to go to
Daniel's
a
hyphen
clerk to
Atlas.
get one made.
Yeah. Who knew the freaking
Not this
MDT
new. I'm
is
not that
low, like lower and case sensitive? There we go.
Yeah, have them fix that too.
Excuse me? Is that
Yes.
Gatsby?
Where?
Here, right here. Is that you?
No, I'm not Gatsby.
Oh, sorry. Okay. What's
No,
your
that's
name?
okay. I'm Grace Daniels Atlas.
You got a mask?
No.
Everyone's face is fucked.
Do I
for
need a
me.
mask?
No, he needs a
shit.
mask.
Oh.
Cause they have a.
Wait, are paralegals
Yeah.
still allowed to do cell
I had
webs
a
on their
feeling.
own?
He looks like my friend Danny.
So,
Depending.
well, was everyone clear on the answer that I got about I have cases on docket that are violations of current constitution or previous constitution? They're still going to be subjected to that, right? That's. Well, I guess that's a question for Adams when we have this meeting.
He pretty much said that. From the way it sounded, he pretty much said that, yeah, fuck all the old stuff. You're gonna be adhering to the new stuff, but ex post facto is a thing still.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Did you guys see my question earlier?
What
Are
was that?
paralegals still allowed to do cell webs?
paralegals are allowed to do cell reps, but they are the last ones called. Lawyers are called first.
Yeah, but that's not how I'm reading the legislation about the paralegals. They're not allowed.
Which one are you which part of the legislation?
1 second.
Shall not commit any crime?
9168.
So what? If somebody gets caught street racing, that's that?
Well,
B.
I think it was like can lose their license,
You doing?
right? Well, I mean, street racing is a felony though, so
You
probably
pretty much
automatically.
are the very last line for if somebody needs representation. You're not supposed to practice law just randomly going around saying, "Hey, you can be my client," shit like that. You're supposed to be shadowing a lawyer and learning from them to be able to do what you want.
Yeah, trying to do that.
Yeah, because that last part says not authorized to practice law independently under the details. But
Yes.
How are you?
You-
it's probably
you
going to be
can-
officer discretion again.
You can do work for lawyers and things like that, but you have to. Yeah.
Yes, just mow their lawn. Clean
We'll
their
get
car.
more. We'll
Get
get more
coffee.
We'll get more clarification here in a little bit.
Oh, that's really good.
So is that case currently happening or not?
It is happening, I think, right
Yes, there was a.
Now I head up there.
Orders.
On the second or third floor.
now. I think second.
Okay.
Got $254,000.
Well, this will be interesting.
Yes, it is. So much new.
What do you mean? No?
It will be
Not even a little
fantastic.
bit.
Yes, fantastic.
I gotta get my glizzies back.
There's the floors and like a lighting.
And what was your name, badly dressed man?
Okay, that's fuck off. I'm just kidding.
What?
Slick Rick, that's me, criminal lawyer.
Yes, you are slick.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I think I don't know how to take that, but why don't we have where's it at? I feel like we always talk about fruit of the poisonous tree in the city, but we don't actually have the case law for it posted. I feel like we should add that to the common law.
That is a very good suggestion. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I feel like that should be added.
Oh, jaywalking's illegal again.
Wait, what?
Just ride around on your bike, so you can like go anywhere now.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Well, it's 0 months, $0, right? But it can still be on your record? That's weird. Huh.
I need to check something. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. I need to know if we're gonna have a meeting or not. I don't want to just wait around here. Yo, what's good?
Apparently, all other forms of illegal cash are no longer illegal.
Wait, what? Wait,
Is
So
this,
you know
is
how
this a
there used to
privileged
be-
conversation I should not be taking part of?
No.
Okay.
But you know how there used to be, possession of dirty money
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the first and second degree? That's gone. Apparently, only bands of notes and small bands of notes are illegal, and it doesn't look like they're going to send you to prison for that or fine you. They're just going to confiscate that money when they find it on you.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. All right, well, thank you, Grace. Appreciate you. It's good to see you
All right.
around.
Good
You know
to
what I
see
mean?
you as well.
If you need anything, just give me a call, okay?
What
All
is
right,
your
will
name?
do.
All right. My name is Pigeon.
Pigeon?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right.
great.
Have a good one, Pigeon. Nice to
You
see
too.
you.
You too.
You have a
Nice
good
you
one,
too.
Pigeon.
Thank you.
So when is the meeting?
I believe it's now on the 4th floor.
Okay, let's run.
I mean, everybody else fucked off, so I assume that's where they went.
Yes.
Either there or they went to the court case, which is
Either
probably
or.
on the 3rd floor.
Probably.
But I'm gonna check the 4th floor first because they'll take my shit if I go into the 3rd floor
So
courtroom.
I have a question. Well, I might. No, I don't know. Here's the thing. You know when people take you hostage and then you know the police they search you. So if I understand correctly, I could refuse because I have the right according to the legislation.
That one's a
I
little.
guess judges can just kick you
iffy.
out of the.
Oh, were you talking or something or being rude?
I literally just walked in.
Oh well, I mean they are able to. I don't know why they would, but apparently they are able to. Sorry. So your question. Say it again.
Yes, because I could refuse to get searched.
Well,
if I understand the legislation, because you have the right to, it's not a privilege; it's a right now.
Let me take a look though. I mean, there should be exceptions to that. Hold on.
Is there? I did not see it.
Yo, is the meeting happening on this floor or what?
We
I
were
believe the meeting's
trying
on the
to
4th
find
floor,
out.
but
Yes.
a lot of the lawyers and stuff went into the 3rd floor courtroom to watch the beginning of that trial.
I see.
That's happening.
What is it with lawyers and dirty pants?
All right. So the Constitution says
Sorry about that.
that you do have the right to privacy, which is the right to
See?
personal privacy
Uh-huh.
and protection from unwarranted disclosure of private information. But
Yes.
it doesn't say you have the right to
Search warrant,
privacy like in your pockets.
But would they need a reasonable suspicion to search somebody like that?
According to the search and seizure legislation here, I'm looking at that now. Give me a sec. Okay. Every citizen of San Andreas is granted the following rights: the right to dignity, privacy, and the right to property. To perform a search and or seizure of property that a person possesses outside of an arrest, there must be a valid legal reason presented to balance these rights with public safety.
See?
A citizen who has committed a crime or violated the law may find certain protections adjusted, as these rights are designed to protect citizens from undue encroachment by others.
But
So
you
if
see my
they
point.
can-
Yes.
I do, as in you're not the one committing the crime. However,
Exactly.
you are in the possession of the people who are committing the crime, and they do need to check that those people didn't hand you anything. Because what if they rob
Why?
a bank and then decide to put the money on you and escape and then, try to get the money from you later? If they don't check your pockets, then, they won't have been
It
doing their
seems- it
job
seems-
of trying to receive the money,
You know,
return the money.
I understand the logic of it. I just don't see it in the legislation. They will need, like, to me, I would refuse. And if they would search, I would sue.
Well, if you refuse, they can charge you with obstruction of justice because
No. I will say I object, but if they do what they have to do, you know what I mean. I will not fight them.
Oh, so you'll like lodge a a peaceful protest.
Yes.
Let them do it and then sue them later.
Yes.
Yeah, you could certainly try that. I can't guarantee how a judge would rule on that, but you could certainly try that.
Yes, because I really find it weird that you are considered a criminal under like that you've committed you are under reasonable suspicion because you are a hostage.
Well, I mean, they're not necessarily saying that you're a willing like accomplice or anything, but people can, people can rob your pockets and they can also put stuff in your pockets. So
They could
if
ask.
the officers don't check that
They could
nothing's
ask.
been put on you,
He could ask,
then they're
and then
not doing their job.
I could say no, I do not have anything illegal on me, and neither have they put anything on me. I just think it sets a precedent of let's it just opens up to other stuff, not only being a hostage. So
Yeah,
so
no, it's a
here is the
slippery
thing.
slope.
If I take somebody hostage, I drive my car around, the police is there, and then I release them, and then they get searched. You see where I'm going with this. It creates a situation of I could myself be very negative against the person just by taking them hostage.
Right. I mean, they're not saying that you're necessarily agreeing to participate and take the stuff, but if you
Mhm.
don't, it's kind of hard to check your pockets when you've got your hands in the air as a hostage. So you wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily always, depending on what they put in your pocket, you wouldn't necessarily feel them putting it in your pocket.
Mhm.
Um, so you might not know, and you say, oh yeah, no, nobody put anything in my pocket, but they need to check because you might not even know.
Yeah, well, they could ask.
Arguments they're going to make if if you do try to sue them, and if the police,
You know what I would ask? What is your reasonable suspicion for searching me today?
yeah, but they're also going to tell you that their SOPs say that they're supposed to search, and
SOPs are
lawyers are
not
not
laws.
supposed to. No, but lawyers are not supposed to argue SOPs for the cops. So
Exactly. So that's my point. I should not even consider the SOPs. I should just say what what is the reasonable suspicion.
yeah, you can ask them, and they'll probably tell you because somebody could have put something in your pocket, and
So I get searched because somebody could have done an act.
well,
You see my logic there.
no, I do see your logic, but I've been, I've been practicing law in Los Santos
Stop right there.
Yes.
for a continuous, period of time here in the city. Aside from the 5 years the city was closed, not counting that, I've been a lawyer in this city for 2.5 years. So I'm just kind of letting you know how
Yeah.
things have
Oh,
worked.
I
But
understand. Yeah.
you certainly are free to
Oh,
try them out yourself.
is that what? Yeah,
That's
I
Judge Adams.
understand.
They're
Yeah.
chasing somebody into the courtroom.
Oh, it's very yes. Yeah, no, I
And
understand.
you're
Yeah,
you're
I
David,
just
right?
yes, David Moreau.
Yeah, we've talked before, but we haven't met in
Yes,
person till now.
exactly. Like I said earlier, it's very nice to meet you in person.
Nice to meet you as well.
At least I dressed for the day, not like these hobos.
No, you dressed right. You look very professional.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I tried to go to that presentation, but I got run over by a police car. And I made an arrangement. Sorry. An agreement with a police officer to that she would call me when there's something. Cell rep.
Okay.
Yes, her name is Crystal Clear.
Sorry, what was her name?
Crystal Clear.
Ah, Crystal. Okay.
Yes, she felt very bad for running me over.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's not bad.
My house only cost me.
It was very difficult to get to the observatory with my bike, and when I get there, they tell me, "Oh, sorry, sir, you have to go back. There's too many people here." You know how
Yeah,
long
well,
it
I
was
mean,
to drive up there with my bike?
you really didn't miss much, to be honest. It was more just hey, we've decided to, redo all of this, and here's what we're
Yes.
giving you, and work with it.
The
and
police
then
officer.
go look down at yourself.
Yeah, the police officer told me to look at the broadcast, which I did, but I missed the first part.
Yeah, Ursula Leichenberg usually records those things and puts them up on YouTube in like a day or two. So if you want to watch the whole thing, she should have it there by then. It's
Yes.
Deadpan is the production company, DEDPAN.
Yes.
But yeah, she tries to record a lot of things in the city, court cases. She used
Oh,
to
that
film
is
the
good.
city council meetings.
It's good to have upstanding citizens to report the news.
All right.
So-
Well, I saw Judge Adams go in there, so our meeting's
So-
probably going to start soon.
Yes. Oh, here we go.
Hi, honey.
It is going crazy in there with things I just heard downstairs and everything. I don't know how to perceive it.
What? Why were you guys chasing Murphy?
Oh, there's a reason why I was chasing after him.
Hi, Norman.
Hello.
Are we
Hey.
meeting now, or are we
I didn't
waiting
know.
till after?
I didn't know that there was a court case happening right at this time. I'd like to have as many people present as possible. So I'd like to let it run its conclusion, or I can just backfill the other attorneys when they're done with the case.
Well,
But I know a
think
bunch of
there's
them are
another
sitting here
case
and
in
watching.
2 hours as well.
Okay, maybe we can just try and squeeze it in.
Yeah, I say we try to
see.
squeeze it in.
Well,
Norman, I have a question.
1 second, okay.
Oh, Norman.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just ask me. I'll tell you.
I wanted to ask him if how we go about to get stop and go back.
What the fuck is he doing?
No idea. Ask Norman.
Exactly.
Who's doing what?
Murphy,
guess
he
Murphy.
literally just said the courtroom belongs to the people. Judge is already on some power trip and shit.
I want to reply, you would know.
Yeah.
I won't.
Well, we can't. We gotta be, professional and everything.
We'll use the old head of our office.
Grace, if you are going.
This place is super small.
Yeah, I won't need too much of you guys this time. Just want to go over a couple brief things. I know there are a couple of attorneys in on the case proper. I'd appreciate if you guys can backfill them with the information. A couple of things we're going to go. As you are aware, and as I mentioned during the larger meeting, judicial elections are open. We are opening 2 positions to be an elected judge. They will not carry the entirety of the responsibilities of a justice. You will maintain some certain responsibilities, and this has been published into legislation for your review. If you want to take a look at the election process, you will be handling things such as issuance of licenses, bench trials, open and small claims court cases, traffic court. And you may be asked by a justice to enter into a docketed court case of more weight with their supervision and guidance. The eligibility is pretty simple. Everyone in this room that has a bar license is eligible to apply. I would just ask that when you do apply, you do provide your availability as part of the application process so that people can have a general idea and understanding of when you're going to be around so that people can vote for adequate representation depending on when they are available and such. It's going to be an opportunity that's open to all of you. I know, Mr. Chavez, you're running for mayor, but there are other options available as well, just for those that are here.
And
this is
just
going to be a.
for-
Go ahead. Yep.
All my campaign points can be found on votenino.com. Those who haven't seen it yet.
Secondly, and of more importance, I want you all to grab your tablets and take a look at the DOJ documents section. Because we are publishing attorney guidelines. I am looking to reset a standard for how we conduct ourselves in court to make sure that matters are handled, not like what may have been witnessed in the lobby just now with Mr. Braun. So if you take a look at the attorney guidelines that are posted, they're very short and simple, right? They're guidelines that I think all of you adhere yourselves to on a daily basis anyway. But now they're clearly spelled out, right? There's no ambiguous nature to it. It is you are going to do these, adhere to these 9 or 11 standards, and you will be handled as such. It also addresses hiring prospective attorneys. Do we believe you have 1 paralegal in here?
3.
And more than one, yes.
Couple of them, okay. You'll be able to work via the legal aid position, which is open to the public. I will be relying on all of you heavily to submit names and get bodies of work forward to me, right? Show me what they've done. You show me that they have interest in and want to actually work towards the position. I'm going to be a little bit more willing to hand out a bar license. We're taking 2 of you away from a limited pool already. Mr. Chavez may be the mayor. We may be taking 3 away, right? I want to make sure that the system keeps flowing, and I want to make sure that we have a unique perspective and interest for everyone involved. I want to do that more proactively, and I want to make sure that we can get as many people into this as possible. It's no secret, obviously, that there's quite a bit of turnover, both from the top and through the ranks. And I want to make sure that this thing doesn't flounder into this new government. So, I will be acting in capacity as I guess you could call it an equivalent to a head of bar. If you have any questions, concerns, conduct, things you want to bring up, anything like that, bring it to me directly, okay? The other justices will be handling their separate angles and aspects of the government. As you mentioned, Bailey will be handling like the DFC and getting that off the ground. Angel's got her whole Marshals Act thing involved that she'll be working into. So I will be your point of contact pertaining to conduct, or if you want to put names forward, or if you have questions or concerns pertaining to that.
Am I in regards to like the dress code? Would you consider this professional? What I'm wearing right now?
Enough, right? You're not coming in here shirtless or completely out of line.
I got you. Okay.
I
So
think people like
we got-
Nino and Solomon have certain exceptions as well.
correct, yeah. Obviously, Solomon, I'm not going to sit here and dictate that you need to take a shower and shave your beard.
Oh yeah, that would be bad. I would look ugly. Yeah, I'm sure those guidelines look real cool. Sure, they would be cool. To look
So,
at.
Hallow said this during the little speech you guys had, that things would be weighed accordingly for cases currently. And Rick asked if old legislation and things were what we were going to work off with cases from the past. Are we just now working with everything that we have now and just forgetting everything from that time?
Everything that was filed, everything that was filed prior will be in reference to the old legislation and detail. It's going to be continuous, right? But if you filed before, just as you would in any other legislative situation, new legislation is not retroactive or retrofitting. You are going to act under the laws at the time. We have retained copies of all of this legislation, and if you need any of it for any particular reason, it can be produced. Not issue.
And just to confirm on that, would it just be if we filed before, or if the incident happened before?
Filed before. Under the new filing system, we'll be asking to consider everything going forward.
So, like, if we were appealing a charge that happened under the old systems, but we are just now getting to appeal it, we would be going. How would that work?
What I would remind you is it depends on what you're trying to challenge, right? If you're trying to challenge something based on a legislative piece of legislation, that's one thing. If you're trying to challenge a matter pertaining to the penal code, that is largely untouched except for a few renames and a few charges being removed. Which, Mr. Atlas, I do want to point out to you as well, and you can go ahead and spread the good faith. Public sexual messaging has been removed from the penal code upon further
Yeah,
review.
no, I saw that as I was looking up charges.
It's probably what. Never mind.
Were most of the charges that were put forward by the council removed, is what I'm understanding.
Targeted violence remains. The Ego Act itself is not there in name, but we found that the targeted violence degrees should remain as criminal charges.
The larceny of aftermarket motor enhancements is also still
That
there.
is remaining as well. That's relatively because it is at some point that's theft of something that was specifically targeted at least at one point in time. May still be. I don't know how often it's charged or how often it can even be proved. But it's still there. We don't see any issue with it through our penal code audit and review.
And then you said to me, I don't think anybody else really knows, you said certain common laws are getting folded into what you already have, and then you are going to still uphold them that we
So
have
the
set?
common law document and piece of legislation that you previously saw is just being updated and reworked to fit the current constitution. Right? Those decisions are going to remain and exist as common law. There are just some minor changes to the wording that need to be made to fit our current matters. Specifically, the one pertaining to Miss Lamb. We have details outlined in due process and jurisprudence as an example pertaining to service of documents and such. The case laws are going to be updated to fit those according with our new system here.
Hey, I gotta go.
Yeah, you're fine. I can
Abby,
join here.
yeah, you're probably gonna wanna.
Yeah, whichever of the two you need to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep.
What did I just hear?
Don't worry about it. It's probably something can be handled in a bit. What do we? Do you guys have any additional questions about this whole process so far, or anything?
I did notice that privilege is no longer defined. Would that
So-
be something the mayor handles?
So that's something that we're going to be handling internally, right? A lot of the legislative motions that were removed are being updated and reworded. One other thing that I'm going to be mentioning as well, and that you all need to be aware of, is going to be the updates to the held until trial procedure. If you looked at the due process documentation, you'll notice that it is not called that anymore. They are now called Heinous Act Guidelines. If you have a client that has sufficient probable cause, they've committed a heinous act, which is similar to the old held until trial charges. We are moving to a more arraignment-based system, where within a 12-hour period, if they are not able to go before a judge, they will be held for a maximum of 12 hours. They will either go before a judge or be held for that time frame, at which point they will be placed on bail, and bail conditions will be outlined. It will not be a cash bail system. They will be placed on those guidelines, and if they violate at that time, then they will be sent back to prison until their trial. It's going to be a more automated process because I know for a lot of you, scheduling bail hearings was a pain in the ass in the previous. And people would end up sitting and spending unnecessary time in prison for matters that were beyond their or anybody's control, really. So the procedure will go as follows. Probable cause will be presented. It will come before a judge immediately. We will determine if the probable cause is sufficient and then arraign them for the charges at that time. Then it will be filed to the docket within that 12-hour period with the bail condition, and then 72 hours will be allowed for charges and evidence to be filed beyond. It kind of speeds up the process and make sure that your clients aren't sitting on eggshells waiting for charges to be brought.
Wait. Oh.
Go ahead.
No, this was something different. That's fine. I guess I could just say that an email just went out that's kind of helpful.
Yeah. Further, there will be updates to the templates that we all use for docket filing. Those are going to be coming in the coming days. I will be publishing them and letting you all know. I ask, unless you have something that is up against the statute of limitations right now, I ask for a 24 to 40 hour moratorium so that those can be updated, so that we can file under a new, more streamlined and more simple docket filing procedure.
Okay, so to talk about docket cases and things like this real quick.
Sure.
Current cases and whatnot that are, kind of in limbo. Is that something that you're trying to address by the hiring of judges? Or, actually, no,
that
that's
is
still justice stuff. Never mind.
So a lot more of the day to day is going to be what's addressed by the elected positions, right? Grace, you can probably speak most of this because you were around when we had elected judges previous. They were around more consistently, more presently because they were handling the day to day operations, the bench trials, the things that emerge in the moment. The aim is to have those positions offload those things so that you guys don't have bench trials that are denied. So that when you have a case that needs to go to a bench trial, it can just be heard and it doesn't need to turn into a whole docketed affair. It's to streamline these things. and kind of return to that concept of open court so that we can kind of keep things moving along. The things that are on the docket obviously will be addressed. There is the possibility, as I stated, that an elected judge with justice supervision will be allowed to take a docketed case. But in the initial steps, we're limiting the responsibilities until you can acclimate to the position if elected. These elections are going to be open to the public, so you are aware. So you'll need to campaign widely, not just amongst yourself, should you choose to run.
Don't any of you fuckers vote for me. Don't do it.
Put your
You
name
will-
forward.
So, I guess we're voting for Solomon then.
No, not a nominated. Other people can't nominate me, even though they said they would. I'm not doing it.
Write-in ballots.
No,
and
you're
also,
nominating
I
yourself.
thought you needed the bar license.
And then on top of that, Bailey told me and Grace, and I forgot who else it was, that you're trying to have a list of objections that can be used in court that can and cannot, in a sense.
Yeah, we're looking to keep it to a list of roughly 6. To keep things kind of streamlined and moving quicker, right? I know outside of here, some of us have a lot more experience than others in some arenas and some don't. The aim, for my vision of this department, is to keep it simple, keep it easy for you to argue and make your points, and to not slog things down into, several hours long technical argument fests, right? At the end of the day, we are looking to keep things efficient and moving, right? We are looking to make sure that your clients are well served, and that there's kind of a level field for all parties involved.
Interesting.
You don't need 7 years of law training to come to Los Santos and be an attorney, right? We want things to be more approachable.
Objection relevance.
Yes, that's one of those.
It's probably gonna. Okay,
So-
I
something,
can understand that, but interesting.
Another thing I noticed is that the legislation regarding contracts is no longer there, so should...
At this time,
Well,
it's not
yeah.
required. That's going to have to be legislated by the mayor. Again, a lot of the things that you were looking to kind of have in previous legislation that are no longer there, they're not there for a reason.
So this is just me trying to understand this also right now. What I'm reading stuff, the judicial compensation program was maintained and monetary value of that was upped. Is there a reason for that?
Was it?
Yes, it went from
Yep.
10,000 to 15
For a
and
bench
20
and
to 25.
25 for a trial.
Oh, that's not even in the legislation changes thing.
It's in there.
Well, no. In the email I got sent out, I think,
Oh.
yeah, it says the compensation was just the same.
I will take a look into this. Again, a lot of the legislation that was written by individuals was pushed individually. I'll take a look at it. We'll have a conversation on it, and I will work to understand Justice Angel's reasoning for doing so. I can speak mostly to the matters that I have published myself, which are going to be the matters pertaining to how we operate as a unit going forward. And I also kind of outlined the matters pertaining to the legislative appeal and audit procedure, as well as the authority conduct review. I'll be handling a lot of those myself. So if anyone has any questions on those, I'd be willing to hear them.
Not our other questions.
No, I'll take any other questions. We're just saying, as well. I'll take any other questions as well, but those are things that I would have a more intimate knowledge of.
So the lawyer classification, does that fall under you, or is that more of a generic, overarching one?
It's a little bit more generic and overarching. It classifies you as a government employee as well.
In two
It
areas,
generally remains the same at this time.
Technically it says police station. Does that count sheriff's office?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I want to say this because certain lawyers that we can, all agree upon, let's just say it, fucking Uriel and some others, if we take certain cases, we are getting targeted like fucking crazy. And no matter what, unless we are, either here or at PD, we're just treated as a regular citizen, even though we are, 9 times out of the 10 doing our job in that
Sure.
section.
Sure. What I'm looking
Excuse
into
me, Your
pertaining to
Honor?
that. Yes. Go ahead.
Would you be able to unlock this door and leave it unlocked? I have like a family emergency urgent call I need to take. Thank you.
One of the things that I'm looking at doing, and I'm willing to take feedback on it because I know it's Uriel is mainly the subject right now, but anyone who errs towards prosecution could be. I'm looking at proposing a charge for disruption of a legal proceeding, which would include matters such as attacking attorneys on cases, kind of like something akin to witness tampering, right? Where an attorney, they're not particularly a witness, right? But they are the motion that keeps a case going in a lot of cases, or defended the other way too. I have loose propositions around that I'm currently trying to write up. It's a balancing act with how I can do that though, because it's one of those things that it's like, well, were they attacked because they were attacked, or were they attacked because of the thing? And how do you prove the mens rea and all that kind of business, right? I'm working on it. I get it, and I saw it with Uriel. I'm just looking for the right way to implement it this time.
Could we add the prison to this as well? Where we're considered government employees?
Y'all getting attacked in prison often?
When I was speaking with Soze one time, Vingeldan came in and asked if he could chop my arms off.
It's a possibility. It hasn't happened yet. Let's just say it like that.
Vingeldan's a fringe case, but I understand where you're coming from. I'll consider it, right? I'll consider bringing it to other justices.
Because
But
if we're at the prison, we're obviously doing our job because we're not there to hang out.
or you're,
necessarily.
or you're there under contempt. But
Or we're working for the
Yeah, well.
DOC. That's part of the DOJ now, so maybe we just work there too.
There's a little bit more to come on that. I don't want to speak for Justice Bailey, who Justice/Warden Bailey for the moment. But he's seeing to it that department gets established and working in proper order.
I had a quick question about the rights that we have now.
Sure.
Are we allowed to sue people for violating all those rights?
I don't see why not.
Because
the rats?
Suing somebody for the right to dignity is going to. I could see that causing so many fucking court cases when a cop says something mean to somebody they're arresting or something.
Avenue for case law.
Oh, you mean the right to dignity to wear a mask? Nah.
Yeah, there's room with
Oh, hey,
that
at the
to
moment, the
be,
mask mandate is not a thing.
Correct.
Yeah, sure.
There's room with that actually. I'd actually like to hear a case on that. It's there for a reason. That's what I'll tell you.
Yeah, I just could see that clogging up because I've gotten a good number of calls about a cop being mean to somebody.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe that could be open court instead of on the docket.
It could be open or yeah, that's if you're concerned about it devolving into feelings court, I think 1 or 2 cases most would work to establish some kind of case law on that or common law to further expand on that. One thing I want you guys to consider is that the Constitution is rather bare, and that's on purpose. The idea is to build the legislation that we have or the common laws that we have off of this bare Constitution, and that this Constitution is supposed to remain the same in and of itself. If that makes sense. We're not going to sit here and amend the Constitution repeatedly to bend with the time. We're going to legislate around it, make sure that everything ties back to one foundational piece of legislation that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess I just had one more question.
Sure.
So I've been told that like traffic courts, we were previously able to appeal traffic tickets on the docket, right?
Because of the situation we were presented with judges never being around.
The idea is to have more that are going to be in that position to take those, because that's going to be, if when elected, it's going to be like one of the 4 major responsibilities that they have. Trust me, I wanted to go to traffic court today, but that's the only justice around was Angel, and obviously he was writing up documentation. The
Yes.
idea is that by establishing kind of like a tiered system, and it's 2 now, and it may be more in the future. I just don't want to completely drain the lawyer pool. Um, it will allow for some of those smaller and more incredulous things to be heard, so that
Yeah.
you guys can have more to interact with on a day-to-day basis, and things are a little bit more emergent.
So my question was, if I had like one that I was going to appeal, but now it says we can't. Is it? Oh,
Are we locked in here?
Oh, okay. So it was not just me. Okay.
yeah, no, I think I was everybody. I think we might be fucked.
Yeah.
This was the DOJ plan all along. Get all the lawyers into one room.
Oh my god. Hey, are we fucked? Can nobody get us out of here?
No, we can get out. What the fuck? Oh yeah, I forgot. You still haven't been hired on. Hey,
Yeah.
Adams, could you figure out how to hire Searson on finally?
I think he's working on it.
Yeah.
Did you get
so
your bar
here's the thing
license?
with that. Here's the thing with that. Yes. There is. I am working to figure out how to get him to sign on. He has everything, but he's got the staff page. He's got everything. Just the actual, time card business is something that I need to.
All right, big boss. Okay.
Find a way to handle.
We got it.
Does he have his bar license now?
Yeah.
He has his bar license. He just doesn't have.
He has his
the
bar
ability.
license.
Why never told me?
I did tell you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't
All
listen.
right.
Why didn't you
All
tell
right.
me?
Nice to meet you,
Oh,
Your
wait
Honor.
a second. What?
Nice to meet you too. What's your name?
My name is David Moreau.
David Mo.
I'll be right back. I gotta check something.
Moreau.
Moreau.
Yes, Moreau.
Good to meet you.
And what was your full name?
Norman Adams.
It's
Justice.
nice to meet you. Yes.
Also, declaring myself officially Chancellor of the Court.
Oh, it's interesting. Chancelier. It's a good title.
Yeah, of the court. Yeah.
Wow.
Kanzler.
Yes.
Like Angela Merkel.
So the question I was asking, then I think I already had a headache, was if I had a traffic thing that I was going to file as an appeal, but then now this has happened. Now the Constitution say I can't do that, so I can't just do that now.
Okay, that makes sense. That
I mean, you could. It's just a traffic ticket.
It's a traffic ticket that we're going to try to get knocked up to a higher charge.
You want to have bumped up to a higher charge.
Yeah.
don't just don't question it.
You're working in a they've already been processed for the traffic ticket.
Yeah, we're gonna get them knocked up. It's gonna be great.
It's double jeopardy.
No, because we're gonna appeal it. We're gonna say that charge is wrong. This is the correct one. Can't judge it. Can judges not do that no more? Can't they just say, okay, this is the incorrect charge. This is the correct one? If you do an appeal.
We typically reserve that right for bench trials because there hasn't been any form of processing at that time. You're kind of you're not asking. I get you're asking for an appeal, but an appeal from the prosecutor, that type of appeal would have to come from the That's a very strange. Are you defending this client?
Yeah, it's
and
gonna be great.
They want a higher charge.
Yeah.
What?
They wanted traffic court, and they wanted certain things to go down Adams. It's
my type of case.
Okay. Let me think on that one, and I'll get back to you. Because that's a unique situation.
So no more diversion program, correct? No more.
The diversion program is returning under new branding and better wording.
Okay.
Oh, the big thing. So sewer pass is gone.
Yep.
Does that mean it's no longer felony trespassing to go in the sewers, or is sewer just blanket illegal?
Needs to be legislated by the mayor of Los Santos County.
But there is no like the
You're
charges.
good
it says,
right now. You're good right now.
But as the charges says, it says going on government property. So does the government own the sewers?
Yes.
Again, would need to be legislated.
If you made the entire sewers illegal, Norman, my fucking god. Where am I supposed to get my rats?
There's no articulation as to whether they are legal or illegal, and that hasn't really been stipulated.
All right, I'm just gonna
Gray
make
area
sure
at
the
the
cops don't notice it.
Gray area at the moment, sir.
Oh my god.
What?
I don't know what it was, but it hurt.
Yes.
Perhaps there will be I don't know, public access to the sewers that don't require a penny. That doesn't require that fucking penny that people can never find.
You don't need a penny to go in the sewers.
No, but to get the sewer pass, you needed to bring one of those fucking pennies up to one of the clerks, right?
Yeah, but getting a penny's easy.
Is it?
It's
I have 5 on me right now.
I used to have people bitch at me that they couldn't find them all the time.
It's getting the.
Oh no, they're much easier to find now.
So there's no mask mandate now.
No.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Could be legislated, but there isn't currently.
So there was never one.
What is
No,
there?
there was.
No, there was a very limited one where we could ask individuals in like government buildings to take their mask off.
Yeah, but is that not the opposite of a mandate?
Yeah, it was no mask mandate.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
no
mandate,
mask mandate.
mandate to take it off.
Okay,
Wait,
so
what
there's
the
no
is
mask
Archie
mandate,
dead?
not no mask mandate. Okay.
Wait, is Archie Archer dead?
Yes.
What?
Wait, what?
According to Nino, he is dead.
What the
Wait,
Well, we can
when
break the
did
meaning for that.
happen?
I have a question.
Sure.
I
So,
gotta go find out who dead people.
Do the paralegals go under the attorney guidelines?
Yes. So in the attorney guidelines, it reads
yes.
as follows. We'll read the exact wording to you. As a paralegal, if you have, say, you have somebody sponsoring you, in a court case.
But I mean, not
Paralegals,
necessarily in the court
employer
case.
responsibility.
Is the attorney guidelines just about court case, or is it about more?
No, it pertains to everything. It pertains to competent representation, behavior standards, punctuality, dress code, conflict of interest, confidentiality is specifically noted.
What you talking about?
Right. And then it says that, quote, paralegals and legal aids working for attorneys must adhere to these guidelines and expectations. Any violations will be the responsibility of the appointing attorney. So there is a mandated guideline to attorney-client privilege or confidentiality, which states that attorneys must maintain strict confidentiality regarding client information unless informed consent is given. Confidentiality may be breached only in circumstances such as to prevent injury, loss, or death.
Okay, so an attorney needs to, because I do not have access to those, so I need the exact text to be given to me by an attorney.
Your sponsoring attorney should give it to you. If anyone's willing to take you on as a hired paralegal, they should be informing you of these rules.
Pretty much, you would reflect by whoever you are actually paralegaling under.
Okay, thank you.
Because it is their, because at the end of the day, it's their reputation on the line, not yours. Yours too, but they are your sponsor. So if you fuck up, it falls on them.
Yes, so first I need to find a. Can I have multiple sponsors?
We have not outlined that, and
we haven't outlined that, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this. Suppose you work, say you work as a Roman's paralegal here, right? And then you decide that the next day you want to go work as Abilene's paralegal. But you happen to know that those two were cross-indicating in a case, right?
Yes.
Be smart with it.
Okay.
It all falls under the confidentiality. Yes.
Yeah, you can just work in like I say, work moment to moment, like for a bench trial. I don't see any issue with it. But I think we're making a little bit of a discernment between like a legal aid and a like paralegal that an attorney is going to hire to specific thing.
Yeah. I think.
What about the cell webs?
Yes.
What do you mean? What about them?
Are we allowed to do them or not? If there's no lawyer present.
At police discretion, just as it always was.
Okay. I come back.
So, as a lawyer, we should know when, as to the behavior, we should know when we are compromised and we have information that we should not about a case and just recuse ourselves.
Yeah,
like
we do have a more full document pertaining to conflict of interest and whatnot that I can resurface and bring back for you. But I think it's pretty. At the end of the day, the concept is pretty simple. If it's going to, or even has the potential to adversely affect another client, recuse yourself. It's pretty simple. At the end of the day. I think one of the things, if you were to ask me, one of the things that the previous legislation on that did was it was far too verbose. And other matters can be revisited. One thing that I just thought of was like the protection over like notebooks or thing. I'll likely find a way to bring that back myself.
Yeah.
Because as a justice, I can sit there and I can also enact legislative movement. And I can do so pretty much without check or balance, unless it's well, with check and balance, it can be challenged constitutionally. But
so what's the check to a justice? Just
the state.
Okay.
That guy that signed the Constitution, Kevin Oil, that guy.
Oh, great. Bar complaints and ethics boards still a thing? Nah.
So justices are not impeachable?
I can. No, we absolutely are.
Okay.
If we, it's one of the things I put in the judge notes too, though. It's beyond reproach, right? If we fuck up, again, we have to answer to the state. We don't want to answer to the state. If you get my drift.
Yes.
Can lawyers be impeached?
We can.
I love
Well, again, it wouldn't be really like an impeachment process. It'd be more of a
ethics.
Hey, we
board?
need to have a bar review or an ethics board or something to that effect, right? I'm
So-
more of the mind, and this is how I want to structure things. Is I want to have conversations first. I don't want to sit there and overcomplicate and drag people through, the shitter unless it's egregious. If we can have a conversation about conduct and work to correct it and build a more positive and foster like a growth environment rather than a punitive one, that's what I would rather do. I can outline procedures if it gets to a point where it's egregious, but I would rather,
All right.
try
Would
not
it-
to set that tone going forward.
Would it be egregious because it's listed as like you can pay $50,000 to have a DOJ member impeached? Would it be egregious for me to raise the money to get myself impeached to claim the title of first impeached lawyer?
Listen, if you want to try to do that to yourself, that's fine, but it would need to go to review. And you're just because you raised the money and petitioned for it, that does not mean that that petition is going to be granted.
Are we allowed to fundraise for impeachment and for
Yes.
legalization review?
Yes, it's all in the legislature.
All right, gonna twat out.
Impeach Solomon.
Yeah. I'm gonna gather funds to get Stop and Go reinstated.
So that's going to be, again, no, you don't want to raise funds to have it reinstated. There's a legislative process that you want to go through with that. You're going to be voting for mayors here in the next week or so, who are going to choose whether they want Stop and Go to exist in their jurisdictions or not. Make sure you're voting for someone that wants that. Maybe go talk to Nino and see how he feels about Stop and Go, as an example, right? Because those things are going to be handled on a more local basis. We want these communities to feel unique to themselves.
Gotcha. Also, who decides the lawyer pay?
Currently, it would be the Los Santos mayor. We're reviewing that at this time.
All right. Campaign from Nino.
Back, Tony.
So yeah, like
One thing I will encourage all of you to do, right? And I want to encourage this kind of across the board. I want all of you, rather than focusing on just the hourly pay, because I don't know what I'm going to be able to do about that. Both full honesty and disclosure. I want y'all to know your worth, and I want y'all to have your clients pay you whenever possible, right?
See,
assess
now-
the situation, assess the work that you do.
Yeah. We do that. Here's the thing. We know people that have $1 million in their bank account. They talk about it every single day, and then it's hard to get like $1,000 out of them. It literally is hard to do that. The hourly
Start
pay.
making contracts and sue them if
Let
they
me
don't pay us.
let me remind you, beyond public defense, they need you, not you need them.
Oh no, I know, but currently with the way that I'm gonna say this. Everybody as a lawyer kind of struggling innocent. Well, like some of us are, have been around and done a lot to actually get themselves off the ground and whatnot, right? There are some lawyers that, are literally just depending on that hourly pay and whatever they can scrape together. So when, somebody comes to them and is like, oh yeah, this is the contract fee this person, makes me pay and whatnot. It's like that. I literally, there was somebody that wanted I think it was like a $650,000 contract written up last night, and kind of like my signature on it to be able to uphold it in court at the time, right? When it had to be signed by a lawyer. They now don't need that currently. So they can make their own contracts and do whatever the fuck they want.
Yep, but when they want to sue over it, they're going to need a lawyer, and you need to know the context of that contract, and you need to charge accordingly.
Yeah. And so the main thing I was gonna get at is that this is kind of what I wanted our head of bar to do, but he kind of fucked off and did whatever he wanted. Was kind of setting. I know it's a little bit of a like reach in a sense, but setting a minimum that lawyers should be charging for shit, right? Not just like, oh, hey, I'll do $1,000 for this contract, blah blah blah, this here that. Like setting an actual standardized minimum so that it's not everybody grasping at straws to get to the bottom.
I'll tell you exactly what setting a minimum does is it starts a race to the bottom.
That's already happening.
It's already happened.
Yeah,
There
I mean,
needs
some
to
of
be
the-
a set minimum that lawyers actually have to prove, like when they have a contract made, the thing that I wanted to potentially see is that when you have a contract made and everything, if it's $5,000 to make that contract, let's say that, just 5,000 to make it, you have your bank statement saying, "Oh, hey, I got this $5,000 for making the contract," and then everything else pretty much outlining it. And if that minimum is gone below for a contract and it comes to court or something like that, it can be proven that, hey, you fucked up. You don't have proof that you actually got the amount that you needed to get out of it. You're going to have a little bit of stipulations put on you. I don't know what it would have been, a decision that would have been made then and there, but it would have. It's a big what if thing.
Let me counter that point. And I'll speak to you plainly as, I've got a pretty decent background in criminal defense myself. Say you got a client that's a major fucking drug kingpin or a gang or something to that effect, and they like to keep their numbers off the books and they want to pay you for your work and they only pay you in cash.
I know where you're getting at there. That's
that whole standard of proof that you're talking about kind of goes out the window.
Are you saying for I'm saying contracts, not like retainers and shit like that.
Well, that's the thing is we can set that. We can start if we start setting minimums for one. Why aren't we setting minimums for other services?
I mean, I
Charging
feel like
more
it should be. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like it should be because I don't know about Tony, Robin, or Solomon here, but every single time I've told somebody I will write up this contract. Here's my fee. Here's how much my retainer is, things like that. They're like, oh, this person is only like $1,000 a month or some shit for a retainer, and they'll write a contract for me for $100 to put their name on it. I'm like, that is the most fucked up thing as a lawyer, since we're supposed to be, showing our worth and putting actual money to our names and shit. It's hard
I'll tell
to
you-
actually do that.
Sure, but I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen with that. If you want to be the great value attorney, that's fine. You're going to get overworked, you're going to burn out, and you're going to fucking run yourself into the ground. And then all of a sudden, you're not going to provide that great service that they want. And meanwhile, the rest of you are going to be sitting on the other side saying, hey, we can help you. Yes, we're asking for more, but you're going to get more quality work. And I'm going to dedicate more time to you. It's all on how you market it.
I mean, I don't know if that will be the case. I mean, I've been probably spent a good year and a half charging absolutely nothing for my work, and I never really got burnt out.
There's a difference.
Yeah, I mean,
but you take a special brand to work, Solomon. You've articulated that pretty clearly here.
And there
Well,
are
look,
also, there are certain individuals that come to you and they're like, well, I'm bringing this to you. You now have to do it. I'm like, I really don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
Again,
but they say I have to, and I'm like, this
they
is
say, and that's where you demand the respect of the individuals that are doing your work, that you're
Tell
asking
them
for
to
your
take
work.
you to court and sue you over it then.
At some point, my goal in heading this up, and I hope that you guys understand this from a ground level, is I want to empower each and every one of you to be the attorney that you want to be. I want to make sure that you command your worth. I'll take a look into the hourly, right? But I want to make sure that you guys are able to do the work that you want to do for the way that you want to do it, and I want you to set your influence going forward. And I want to, and with any legislation that I push forward, I'll be pushing some other things too. But I want to talk to you guys, and I want to be there for you directly as a point of contact. I don't want to fucking run off and be like, I'm gonna go write legislation on entertainment venues, not to name anyone or anything in specific, right? Look, my responsibility and duty is to the Department of Justice. It is not to the Council of 8. So, I am here for you. So when these concerns come up and these things happen, contact me, please.
The hourly, I will say, is nothing you can touch because it was made to the highest it could be. At
Well,
the end of the
allegedly.
last,
I don't know if I trust that mayor, to be honest. That was the highest we could go.
I believe it was the highest we could go.
I am going to implore all of you to, again, just kind of throw the things you know out the window with regards to things like that.
Well, I know
A lot of
nothing.
those old
It's gonna be
perceptions
easy.
can and will be changing. And we are working through them at this time. Right now, I would say that the Department of Justice has a lucrative audience with everything that's happening, all of the work that's happening. There's a major spotlight on it right now. we are going to be able to kind of set our own direction and lay our own cement at this point in time. And I
So-
want all of you to seize this opportunity.
Okay, this is a rough spitball here, right? So you have the judicial compensation, right? Let's say you do even like a quarter of that for lawyers. Spitballing it. Would that be something that you think could be done, or is it kind of like a no-go? Because from what I remember, see, this is the thing of, throwing it out the window, but from what I remember is when that was put into place for the judges at the time, we as lawyers were told that the mayor and everybody could not touch state funds in that way to pay people. So it was just something that I'm like trying to think of, where is this actual money coming from that are paying the judges,
I will be taking a look at that on a discretionary basis. I know some ways pertaining to how funds typically went to the state accountants or to and from the state accountant have been reallocated. I am waiting for further specifics and guidance on exactly how much you can adjust that. But again, it's not beholden to the sitting mayor or his previous policies. Anything is on the table. I can take everything that you put forward and put it on the table for consideration. I might get a no, and I'll be honest with you when I get that no. But I will do whatever I can to push the interest forward. And we can have a discussion as to whether things are good or a bad idea. I want to empower you in both facets, though, right?
I mean, to support the idea of what you're saying there, that's how we used to do it. We used to get paid for every cell rep and every bench trial.
Oh, I know. You and I used to hand in fucking spreadsheets to Buck Stanton back in the day, right?
Hell yeah, I did mine to
I
the
remember.
bar.
I just know
Oh,
that will be a
great.
headache for whoever has to deal with it, most likely, if it does happen. But it is just like the bench trial and docket case thing is something that can be easily done. It's just, I know it's going to be a headache, probably.
I know police officers are telling people at benched at cell reps that we are paid by the state.
Well, we are.
Yeah,
You
but
are,
not for
as an
not
Yeah,
for
attorney.
for
that.
cell reps, but it
I
doesn't
mean-
mean that we'll, stay with them and take their shit to trial for free.
Just your hourly rate. And hey, the thing is, if we go to bench trial and we didn't really want to go to that bench trial, but our client did, we can literally just go up to the judge sidebar and say, hey, we really didn't want to do this against our our advisement. They're wanting to go forward with this. I don't feel comfortable with it. And then they can try and find another representative if at that point, because
Or represent themselves.
yeah.
That again comes back to the hey, you are their advocate. They need you, not the other way around.
If we operate in their best interest, it's just sometimes they don't know what their best interest is.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yes.
And if you disagree with their best interest and they want to force you to represent their interest when you know that it's not best, you can ask the judge to be removed from the case, because they're going to you can't sit by and watch them torpedo their livelihoods or whatever.
So judges are pretty much elected by the citizens, correct? Is what you were saying earlier? Just to clarify
Yes.
for me.
Yes, and it'll be and Grace is familiar with this concept. Elected judges will have a 2-term limit. At the end of the second term, you would be reviewed, and the justices can make a determination if they'd like to keep you on in a non-elected judge role, or if with time, if you could be moved up to a justice, or there's some where you might be elected and maybe it's not entirely up to snuff, and you might be thanked for your service, right, and return to your attorney duty. That is entirely possible, but that is I don't see a point in electing somebody more than twice. If they've been voted in and they've done a good job, they should need to be elected.
So would it be probably better to think of them like magistrates? In a sense?
So we are delineating, right? Justice is going to be up above, judge is going to be below, because judges are still going to be adjudicating on certain matters, right? You're not just a magistrate to handle the petty things. You will, again, at times, I noted in there for a reason, be tasked with other things by the justices. That may be taking a docket case. that may be enhanced responsibility with looking at things like warrants and subpoena. That will be, kind of outlined case by case. It's limited to start, but there's opportunity to grow.
This is exciting.
Understood.
So much change. It's new. Yes.
I hate everything. You
You
made my
guys'
sewer-
you guys' opportunity to apply for that is open until I believe Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern. So
My
take your time,
question is
consider,
this.
and what's up?
Yeah, no, I just have a feeling nobody would. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people are gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this?" And they're gonna be like, "I don't know them," and then they'll just randomly vote, and it's
Happened
gonna
a
be an
lot.
interesting time.
Happened a lot. But again, there's a method to my madness of asking you to put your availability.
I got you.
Y'all know damn well that there is a dearth of judges in shift 3. Y'all know damn well.
Yeah. So this is okay.
And that is and y'all also know damn well that is a very heavy voting block.
Can you give me a cut on what the shifts are, EST time wise?
Shift
Yeah,
3
sure.
starts at the storm. The next storm.
Okay. Oh, shift 3 is
And then
next storm? Okay.
EST wise, shift 1's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. Shift 2 is 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern.
So this would be shift 2
Shift
to
2 right
shift
now.
3.
We're in 2 currently until storm.
All right. So shift 3 is the one that's
So
pretty
shift
much
one
like
straddles the two.
Yeah, but generally just put your hours, right? Don't sit there and call it shift 1 or 2 or 3. Just put your hour.
I mean, what if you could be available in most times?
Okay. Better show up most times.
What
you are going
depending
to be
on
what
extenuating
what-
circumstances.
Right. That's why I say general availability. What you are going to most consistently be available during.
Yes, then you can be available when you outside of those hours as well. You know.
You can be available outside of them, yes. But
you
general is
state
going to be,
your
hey,
general
I am going to be
ones,
fixed
yes.
here during this time day at this time. I may be around other times, but generally speaking, I will be at this time.
So let's say beginning of this storm, this is the downside because I can practically be around all this storm and be around into the next storm for a couple hours.
Yep.
Probably 4.
Okay, that's why I'm telling you, put your times.
All right.
Just like you would when you put someone on the docket. I'm available these days from this time to this time.
I got you. Also, oh shit, I was gonna. I needed to catch Angel. Whatever, it was fine.
Still around?
Yeah, it's docket stuff, which she's busy with other things, so I'm not gonna gripe about it. It's what it is. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to know.
Do the G6 bosses know that felons can work there now, or do they still keep that as an internal policy?
The G6 boss will allow whoever wants to work, whoever he wants to work.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
Oh,
potentially
that was changed?
still.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the law that made felons unavailable is gone now, so yeah.
Let me put it to you this way. The G6 boss down there, I had somebody come and complain to me about this a long time ago, right? But this individual claimed that he had gone and taken some of the bags or whatever the hell. There was some guy that wanted to fucking buy him, right? And the G6 boss found out and just fucking fired him flat. Said, "You're never working here ever again, period." That was never legislated. The boss is just selective in who he wants to allow to work.
All right.
Whether he chooses to hire felons or not really isn't something that I'm going to legislate.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if you'd know if they had changed their hiring policies or not.
I think it's still the same.
All right.
So
I
nothing
believe
changed.
it's the same at this time, but that may change. You never know. It depends on what the G6 boss wants to do with his employees.
That's all the internal private company matters for them to decide.
Correct.
Well, I hope that they get rid of the thing where you can't work at night.
The bosses will make their own decisions, just as they
Oh,
did
I know.
with the.
Well,
Remember when you
Oh,
couldn't?
I know.
Remember when
I'm
you
just
couldn't tow at
expressing
night?
my interest. Yeah.
I know.
Well, back
Remember
to
when you
months and years now.
I mean, I've talked to Nino,
Yep.
and he told me that he would like get changes done there as mayor. Would that even fall under his jurisdiction?
Yes, it would.
Unsure.
I mean,
Unsure because
Was that more state things?
Listen, the thing I'll tell you is that politicians will promise a lot of things to you to get your vote.
Oh, I just also remembered. Toe
Yeah,
clamps in you.
Go on.
Yep.
you can boot government vehicles now.
Yeah.
Technically.
Cops
But yeah,
ain't
but
coming.
that's
In a
what I
mask,
would like to
too.
know if
Is
if
it,
it's
I
actually
was gonna
able
ask,
to
Clamp
was
do
there a
government
reason
vehicles
for
in
the
a mask.
full removal of that one? Because that one actually was a little good.
Hey, let ask Nino to put it back. I
The
guess.
local governments, again, with the two jurisdictions set, the two jurisdictions need to maintain as much of a clean slate as possible so that they can set up
Mhm.
their communities in their own way. That is going to be to your question of why was X removed. The answer is going to be that basically every time.
Can't drive on a
With the
suspended
exception of
license
public
anymore.
sexual messaging, that was a First Amendment violation
Oh,
or a
you
right
really
to free speech
couldn't
violation.
anyway. That was always there.
Well, I mean, there is no weapon there's no driver license suspension regulation now, so technically a license can't be suspended.
Hey, at least I can say this now. You get 20 months.
Yes.
Don't worry, things will change as time goes. I'm sure you're all aware.
I hate it.
The slate is blank, and it is up to you to determine how things are filled out through your arguments in court and otherwise.
And so, okay, you said privilege is going to be something that you're going to work on, just like the government worker notebook.
I mean, it's in the guidelines, right? A very short line, basic explanation of it. If you need something more expanded, I guess I can provide it for you. But a simple definition of, hey, conflict of interest, as if it adversely affects another client, privilege falls under confidentiality. Attorneys shall maintain strict confidentiality regarding client information unless informed consent is given.
Didn't it also fall? I think it fell under
The notebooks
Oh,
and
hey.
things. I will update if I need to.
Marlowe killed Archie. That's sad.
Sounds about right. CD program, whistleblowers. A lot of things that are probably going to be put back in.
I think the biggest change people are sort of annoyed about is stop and go.
They
And
are.
make sure you're stopping at your red light. But remember, that means cops have to too.
I mean,
No,
dude,
they're not doing the emergency lights.
Wait, who's gonna,
Who's gonna enforce that on them?
Yeah.
Impeachment and conduct review procedure.
Couldn't the
How are
marshals
you gonna
do
prove
that
it
as well?
unless they actually, get arrested for it or ticketed for it? Good luck actually.
Oh, there's a damn.
we all need to
There's
get
a
video
damn journalist.
cameras.
I'll say
Just
damn
talk-
news camera. You
talk to
post
Jimbo.
post your ass up at an intersection.
I mean,
film
yeah,
it.
but how do we
Do someone
civilians
doing
know
something
if they are if they are abusing?
We
the
wouldn't
system
be
or
able
not?
to know what
Look.
officer it was, most likely.
Look. Just talk to Jimbo.
They
He's
usually have their
3-0.
numbers on top of the
Yeah,
cop car.
Jimbo.
Do what
Can
you
be
need to do.
above.
Also speak to Jimbo. Also speak to Angel.
So have
Jimbo will
Angel
take him to
call in the
court.
tanks. Bring in the tanks and shoot the officers who are going the red lights.
So again,
like
it's
this
all the system is bare, and that's on purpose, and it'll flesh out. Just fucking take the opportunity and seize it, man. Just run with it.
I know.
Exactly. That's what I've been
I'm-
saying. It's exciting.
It's
Yeah.
exciting. I'm
I
just.
mean, I like this constitution way more. It doesn't give me headache.
Oh yeah,
to
because
read
you
it.
two aren't the ones who have to deal with all the bullshit that'll come with it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
A lot
they
of
may
us
have
are
to
having
eventually.
to retrain our brains right now.
Yes.
Trust me, as the sitting through the 2.5 to 3 week process of rewriting all of this shit. A lot of retraining too. A lot of questions I had. I had a lot of the same questions you guys are asking now. Give it time to soak, and it will make sense. Oh, Jesus, John. Okay.
Where did this motherfucker?
Should we?
All right, that's the hardest one I think I've ever seen. That's all right.
What
Let's
does
break
this
out of here,
meme
guys.
mean?
I thank you guys all for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you,
any
Your Honor.
initial private concerns can come up, but I'm gonna fucking go to sleep. I've been.
Could we have these discussions more often?
No. I don't want to wake up for
No?
this shit.
Yeah, I mean, we can have them individually, right? But generally with this, I wanted to kind of announce what you guys were going through and kind of make sure that everyone had a foundational understanding. Share it with the other attorneys. Tell them to reach out to me if they have questions. And I look forward to seeing your judge application.
Fuck no. God damn it. Fucking LeBar asked me that back
My
in the
question here is in
Judge
this room,
Solomon
who
would
wants
be
to
a good
who
thing.
wants to actually be a
Alright.
judge?
I gotta whisper something to you.
All
He
right.
wants to whisper to be impeached.
Is the case still going on, or has it been done?
Oh, it sounds like it's still going on. One second, I
You
want
wanna
to
go
go ask
watch?
Robin real quick. Yeah, give me 1 minute.
Oh, Grace?
I recommend him
Robin.
sort of
Do you want to be a judge?
Grace?
Yeah.
So there was one thing that he mentioned that when I don't think you were there. He mentioned something about now paralegal needs somebody to sponsor them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's how it used to be back in the olden days. You needed to have one person that you worked with.
Then there was the question about having multiple sponsor, and then there was no decisions that were that came to, but basically he said that there could have been like a conflict if somebody is like being taught by one person and then the other person as well, and then if they have like a civil case against each other.
Yeah, I mean it would cause an issue if the person were involved in one side of the prep and then switched to the other side. That would be a conflict.
Yes, that's what I said. I think that would be bad. Bad, and they should not do that. I think a paralegal should know how to recuse himself from a case because of this.
Yeah, they definitely should. And whichever side you take, you would need to stick with that side, regardless of who your primary sponsor is, because everybody has things to learn from other people. So I wouldn't say completely restrict yourself to stuff,
No,
to
okay,
just
that's
one
good.
person. I would say at this point, try to go to cell reps and things with a lot of us to figure out different styles. Watch a lot of court cases to watch the lawyers in court
proceedings.
to see the
Yes.
different styles that we have.
Yes.
Like Roman and I work well together, but we do have different styles. So,
Oh.
you would want to watch people. If you have to pick just one person to be your primary sponsor or whatever, you need to try to watch everybody in court to decide who is the best fit for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because if your style were to be, if my style were like loud and abrasive and your style was, kind of quiet, we wouldn't necessarily be very compatible.
I
You would want
understand.
somebody who, who will teach you to use your quietness as a strength. And if I'm, somebody who's loud and obnoxious, I'm not going to,
I
be
get
the
that.
right person for you, etc. So
Yes.
I would say
Oh.
don't tie yourself to anyone yet. Get more experience with everybody before you tie yourself to one person.
I will. Well, there was one person that told me that I should follow their teaching. His name is what was his name? Yes, Cletus Cornwood.
Okay, well, Mr. Cornwood is a police officer, and that's his
Yes.
primary job in the city.
Yes.
So you wouldn't get a lot of opportunities, especially in court, if
Oh.
you picked Mr. Cornwood.
Yeah, because he told me that if there was a case on the docket, and I was the attorney for the person, and then he wasn't there, I should recuse myself because he's too good.
Okay, well, that just sounds like he's tooting his own horn, and nobody's perfect. Nobody wins every case. So if people are telling you that you should drop out of any case that you're on the opposite side of them for, they're just stroking their own ego.
Well, I did say that it would be an honor to actually sit on a case where I'm against him. I don't know. He seemed like to say I should I should recuse and and let him win. But I think it would be an honor. to
Yeah,
Laurent.
well, people
Yes.
say a lot of things. It doesn't mean it's true.
That is true. I agree with you there. So I'm probably gonna go watch the court case upstairs. So
All right,
yes.
yeah. I was just gonna go sign back in after the
Oh
the alien
yes.
abduction there.
Oh yes.
All right, I'll be right back, Roman.
All right.
So how's it going, Romain?
What was that?
So how do you feel, Romain? Is it exciting? I think it's exciting.
It's exciting. It calls into question on who wants to be a judge now, though.
Yes. I agree with you. Oh, I need to go sign in as well. I will be right back.
Okay, it seems it's just group 6, sanitation, hunting, tow, and apartments.
He removed Archie already off of the thing.
Are
I
we
am
even sure
gonna
Archie's
go
actually
see the
dead?
case.
He's dead.
Okay. That's so sad. How did he die? Do we know?
Everything good? Anything I need to worry about?
I don't think she heard.
Kit?
What? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Everything good? Anything I need to worry about since I was deliberating?
I'd like to
snitch.
Bradford put on his stupid hat for like
No!
30 seconds.
He should be
But
held in contempt of court.
He did take
It was less than
off.
that. It was like
He also
10
said
seconds.
he was gonna cut my other arm off. So.
Oh my god.
No.
No, 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 no,
No,
no.
no,
really crazy.
no.
No,
actually,
that's true.
No, I literally no. He was telling me about his injuries, and I said, okay, but since you're still doing it, are you ready for it happen again? But I'm not like I wasn't saying I was gonna do it.
Yeah,
I would
that's a
never. I'm a
threat,
peace
Your Honor.
officer.
Uh,
No.
You were objected
your
against for
options
fashion
are
sense for the
this. You
hat,
can
so I feel like you should be held in
or
contempt
you
of
get
court.
down on your hands and knees and you beg Uriel for his forgiveness.
Do you feel a little fear
Okay,
right
now-
now, Uriel?
Right
Would I
now,
get fired
in
if I
front
get
of
contempt?
everybody, please. In front of the whole
No,
court,
you're
please.
not.
Uriel,
Brett,
Bradford,
but
go up there.
you need to do it. Come on.
Come here, Papa.
Wish I had my
Hey,
camera.
y'all.
Papa.
Why doesn't he just say
Please forgive me, please, Uriel. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I promise. Please, you forgive me, sir. Please.
Before I forgive you,
Yeah.
I want you to say one thing.
Okay, what?
I want you to call me daddy.
Papa, Daddy, please,
Do it.
please.
He said it. He said it.
Alright, I accept your apology.
I'm sending this picture
By the way,
to
Bradford, I'm
Weather,
calling Barrick.
your future wife.
Dude.
You're banging Bay?
Yes,
It's his
that's
future
my
wife.
wife.
They're
insane. This city's gone to shit.
This back into session. Okay, so let's look at the facts that I had to consider. The Blue Anus, with its plate documented, was seen at the scene of the cash exchange robbery, and it was seen. What's the word I'm looking for?
I had to.
It was seen abandoned out front of the clothing store, where, according to Frost's statement in the report, 4 people were inside changing. According to the hostage statement in the report, 3 people took him hostage. The closest link to the 4 people in the clothing store and the 3 people who took this man hostage is the fact that they were wearing duffel bags. And as much as I would absolutely love to make a case law that outlaws duffel bags in the city and watch the chaos spread and burn, The fact is that the only person found with a duffel bag was Mr. West, and that duffel bag was not documented in evidence. As far as I'm aware, it was just a duffel bag. So the question is, while there is plenty of doubt here, is it what would be considered reasonable doubt? And after reviewing these statements in the report, considering the testimonies of Senior Officer Rhodes and Frost, I am left to believe that yes, the doubt provided is reasonable, and this case was not proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Therefore, the appeal will be granted, and both Mr. West and Miss Day, you will have the charge of robbery of a financial institution removed from your records by Officer Bradford. And if you see me after this is all finished and get me your bank IDs, I will be refunding you the fines that you paid. Instead of gaveling this out and gaveling Mr. Calloway's into session, Mr. Mason Calloway, please step forward.
Yeah. Your Honor, actually, can we approach?
Yeah, can we approach the bench, please?
Sure. Kit, Uriel.
May I approach for drama?
No.
Points for asking.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in a fucking wig. And a dress.
Yeah, so basically,
Given that he is just appealing the robbery and kidnapping, it really doesn't apply here.
I'm never gonna fucking die!
Honestly, that is going to be a conversation to have with justices and how they want to deal with it. So,
What?
Oh, there.
I was about to say something to that to the court, yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm never gonna.
All right, Mr. Calloway, I do not even have to grant your appeal. The charges are being dropped by the PD. So again, Officer Bradford will be removing those charges from your record.
Yeah.
And if you see me afterwards, I will be refunding you the proper amount of the fine you paid. Now, before I adjourn these cases, I do have one final thing that I'd like to say. I want to thank all of you for giving me your trust, patience, and support. Ever since I was elected to the bench 6 years ago, I have endeavored to work in the city's best interests and strive to maintain my integrity while prioritizing fairness through jurisprudence over correctness. In the letter of the law. At this time, however, I'm fucking tired. It's time for me to step down from the bench. This was my last case as a member of the judiciary, and I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for your trust. Thank you.
Thank you for your service, Your
Thank
Honor.
you, Your
Everything
Honor.
you've
Thank you,
done.
Your
Thank
Honor.
you.
Put in
Hell
place.
yeah.
I really
Thank you for
appreciate
help-
everything you've
Thank
done.
you for shitting on me.
Judge Gatsby.
Day West Calloway, up here, please.
Hey, Calloway.
Hey, Rhodes.
You know, it was dropping the charge was the least we could do after you dropped Rue. Okay.
Let's get Gatsby to. What a way to go out. Getting to witness Bradford say call somebody daddy.
Today's been a day.
How's the last week, man?
Because I don't want to I don't want to be that guy, but we took Wally's DNA because of this, but they're not related. They're not as close.
Sorry, what, Ava? You're really quiet.
Am I? I'm not even
Yeah.
whispering.
Yeah.
Archie, I had just come back to see from seeing Archie.
Yeah, we were in a lawyer meeting, and we saw the twats about Archie.
I'm also gonna mention one more
I
thing.
miss him. He was a lot of fun.
I was just about to say we took Wally's DNA
He
because
had a
of this.
good
We're
heart.
moving it.
Perfect.
Did we take Mason?
Was it taken as a result of this incident?
We don't know. Well, I'm gonna be real. I don't know
Yeah,
who was doing it.
what
Actually,
I
already double-checked
overheard
this.
earlier,
No, I already
Grace,
double-checked. No, but
when I
somebody
told
didn't
you,
do
like,
their job because his
why I
DNA
was
has not been
chasing
taken.
after Murphy
Mm-hmm.
was because he was downstairs complaining
I was literally
to
just looking at this, wondering why we don't have his DNA.
Adams about getting kicked out of the courtroom for no reason. He called
Mason, do you want us to grab your DNA real quick, bro?
Ooh, just
You sure?
to double check 615.
Murphy called Gatsby a toxic piece of garbage and other, random toxic remarks.
$12,500 is being
Told
refunded
told
to
him to
your bank
remove
account.
Gatsby, that she's abusing her powers. Told Adams that he was going to look into it, and if he looked into it, nobody would like it. He was mocking her with the weird ass voice, the way he
Mr.
was
Westler,
like
thank you.
saying shit. He said that no one wants to look into it because if somebody looks into it, they don't want to know what's going on.
616-127-44.
Called her a stupid bitch and other things. He talked smack about all the judges and that they got rid of the impeachment case that he had put together. Talked about going to Uzbekistan with all the judges, and if they went to Uzbekistan, he has more AKs than them. Talked about all the other alternatives and said that any other alternative in the city would be bad, and it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be bad in here. It would be bad out of here, pretty much.
back to your bank account.
And then he complained about Adams and called him a piece of shit and the snake and other things.
And that should be gone.
Murphy's unhinged.
I kind of wanted to tell Gatsby that I don't know if I should tell her now. I don't know.
Since they were, the
So long as Bradford
I feel like
has
she should
dropped
know
the
what he
charges,
said,
we're good to go.
but it's up to
Why
her.
the fuck are you wearing that hat?
No.
She considered him
No,
a friend.
I already said daddy. I already said daddy. Come on.
Probably not.
If it's not, reach out to me and I can
Why
sort it out
bother?
tomorrow.
I mean, it's good to know what people say about you, but at the end of the day,
Yeah,
unless
pretty
you
much.
mean something,
maybe,
then
Yes, maybe wait a bit of time.
Yeah,
before you
let
tell
her have her day here,
yeah. I mean, there's no betrayal. I mean, if it's not her friend,
Jesus
then
Christ, my man.
Yeah, but the way that he was talking about it is that she would not be around this
Wally, do
city
you want
much
your bag or
longer,
nah?
and that's what I'm
Oh, nice.
referring
Souvenir.
to.
There was anything
in his
I'm
bag.
rich
I
as
don't think there
fuck.
was
Like
anything in
you
there.
think it was like a
Yeah, no, there
actual
wasn't. That's why I
threat?
didn't add it to evidence. It was
Yes.
empty.
oh,
Okay, then you should tell her yes.
definitely.
If you're concerned that he's actually going to do something besides run his
Think
mouth,
he's gonna
then
do
yes.
something?
I think he's going to run his mouth to people that.
We'll do something.
I'm not leaving her side. Like literally. I'm
Not in
leaving
that
her side.
regard.
I'm
Not in that
gonna
regard.
keep
I'm
this
talking
paper
about
license, but
trains and things.
yeah,
Then that's an email.
it's gonna need some time.
Nah.
Hi, you were the loud man earlier.
We'll see.
That's one way of putting it.
Yes, you were very loud.
see how all of this.
What was your issue?
I was minding my own business. I don't think I was the one who had the issue.
Well, nobody yells when they do not have an issue.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't yelling. I was minding my own business, and then very antagonistic person decided to interrupt her own court case just to single me out. So, there was no reason for that. I was literally just entering a room. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you
I
had
took
it.
issue with it.
Exactly. That's my point. Well,
but I didn't have the issue. She had the issue.
The issue was brought to your door.
Anyway, who the
basically.
fuck are you, and what business is it of yours?
No, I was just wondering.
While we're asking each other questions.
Yes. My name is David Moreau.
Nice to meet you.
I am a new.
My name is
paralegal.
actually Murphy Braun, not Loud Man.
Oh, okay. Well,
And I'm
sorry.
actually, truth be told, I'm actually a very, very tranquil person. I'm actually very, very chill. And when you come at me with respect, I will be a lot less loud.
Oh, I'm sorry if I offended. It was not my.
No, you didn't. I'm just saying, I'm not. I'm
Okay.
actually one of the less loud people in this city. A lot of people just yell all the time, whether they're angry or not. Like even if they're happy, they're just raising their voice all the time. I usually talk at about, at about this level, unless someone agitates.
This is enjoyable. When people don't yell for no reason, it's yeah. I was actually discussing the element of escalation earlier. So
Yeah, I like to de-escalate. I like to chill things out. I like to vibe with fun people who aren't negative all the time and don't just like talk shit about me all the time. It's a good time.
well, that's great. So what do you do around the city?
Oh, nothing much.
Oh, well. I just started as a
I
paralegal.
mostly just like own a house and live my life, go fishing.
Nice. So you are retired?
Yeah, I mean, in so many words.
Oh, that's great. I wish I wish that one day I will reach that status of retired and live freely and do what I want.
Don't gun for it, man, because when you don't have a goal, it shortens your lifespan.
That's
it's
good.
true.
Yeah.
People will live longer to take care of unfinished business.
So get a
There's
goal.
been I believe there's been studies about.
Do you still not have my number?
Yes, that's the goal. It keeps the sickness away, and you live longer.
Work for as long as you can if you do something that you like doing.
You seem pretty wise.
Sometimes. Other times, not as much.
Well, it was nice to meet you, Murphy Brown. And
What do you do?
Oh, I am a paralegal. I started last week.
Oh, cool. How are you enjoying it so far?
Well, so far I basically have only in title, and I'm learning and relearning the legislations and all the charges. So I haven't done a cell rep yet. So yes,
Fuck, well.
it's going slowly. Oh, I had a few people tell me things, and then there was Cletus Cornwood that gave me some tips, pointers as well. So.
Yeah, Cornwood's a good man. Him like me, he's gonna have a bit of a tainted reputation due to being on the council. But don't listen to people too much about that. He's a man of integrity. He's got a pretty good head on his shoulders, and he's a lawyer, experienced one too. So yeah, I would listen to him.
Yeah, that's what he told me. He told me also that if I am the lawyer on a case and he is the opposing counsel, to just recuse myself and let him win. But I do not think I will do that because I want to learn from the best. So I will face the best.
Yeah, I think he was probably joking with you on that one.
That's possible. That's possible. Sometimes humor is not very something. It's not something that I understand because of the barrier language. The language barrier. It's humor is not the same in different language. You probably understand. So
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Or do we still have mutual common?
Yeah, learning process, you know.
exactly. So I'm pretty excited. I've got all these new things to learn, and unlike other liars, I don't go like, well, back in my day, and it was like this. No, everything is new, so it's very interesting.
Wasn't there supposed to be a second court case?
I heard something of the sort, but there was supposed to be a little break in between, and but yes,
I have nothing to do with moonshine.
Well,
That's
if I'd
what-
known that, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have like rushed back here from my friend that died.
Well, oh, your friend died.
I mean, kind of. I wouldn't say he's a friend. He's kind of like a guy who pretended he was my friend, but that's better than most at this point. So it's definitely a loss.
I understand. Well, sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Are we waiting on
No
something?
worries. About also, if it's this judge that is officiating, I think she just retired.
Good.
Yeah, I haven't interacted that
So it might not happen if it's this judge that's officiating the next trial.
I mean, maybe it's not.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh,
Over what?
anyway,
But that's great news.
Yeah.
Either if there's a court case or not, that's great news.
Oh, okay. Did you know that person?
Unfortunately,
Oh, it was a bad relationship.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, it's I understand. I will not push it.
Some things are not worth talking about.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, you'll find as you navigate the Department of Justice, especially if you become an attorney, there are a lot of snakes in the garden. There's a lot of two-faced, backstabbing type behavior that goes on. People pretend to be your friends, and they'll tell everybody else everything that they see or hear about you. You already experienced that with Roman talking shit about me over there, you know. So, you already seen some of that. I live rent free in his head for some reason. You're gonna probably have someone like that if you become a lawyer. That just comes with the territory.
Oh yes, I understand all of that. Well, at first I didn't know it was he was talking about you, so I realized when you said your name.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, like that's pretty much a
Sorry.
constant thing. He's
Yeah.
I mean, I guess at this point, since all my other haters like literally left the state, he's my one and only biggest hater now. It's kind of boring.
So you need new haters.
I mean, I just like a hater that's like more exciting and it's like has a different tone of voice.
I understand. Well, I will not
We're
be that
running out
hater.
and plus me and him are running out of reasons to have conflict because like I'm not head of bar anymore, so that the government's been reformed, so he doesn't really have any like current reason to hate me, unless I were to be a practicing attorney, which I'm probably not gonna be. So yeah, I don't know. I'd like a more relevant biggest hater.
So you were a lawyer in a head of bar.
Yeah. And I mean, I basically, to be fucking perfectly blunt with you, because of how irresponsible, incompetent, and corrupt everything was, I was pretty much like the acting mayor as well, because we had an absentee mayor that turned into a cop commissioner mayor, and his wife, the chief of staff, who was a fucking sit around at her house, chief of staff turned cop / gang member chief of staff. So you know, in the absence of any responsible adults, I was the one going around to the people trying to actually fucking make legislation to help them out. A lot of good that did. It all got fucking flushed down the toilet.
Yes, it seems like a lot of stuff got thrown out. Yeah, I did read all that, and then I'm very mad about the one that the stop and go. Yes, and then there was I'm still not sure if I can drive my bicycle on the sidewalk.
I think it's for the best. I think it's for the best that all the traffic shit that got changed and adjusted is like back to default. So like, you know, we can put those things back in again. But you know, having a default position to build from ain't the worst thing in the world. Some of that legislation was just like so piecemeal and so hastily thrown together. Like honestly, I was amazed as a member of the city council that when we voted on some shit that like we never even like cleaned it up before it got put to the public legislation. Like we would just discuss like basically a report in the MDT that was just like brainstorming, and then like we'd look at it, talk about it, but like then we wouldn't edit it, and it would just like get posted as is. So like there was a lot of things that I was very surprised about. Um, so I think overall it's for the best. But yeah, I mean I wasted like 3 months. I wouldn't say it was a waste, but you know, at least legislatively, I wasted a bunch of my time trying to make legislation that would help help regular folks in the city, because everybody else was just like focused on power and wealth for themselves, helping out their gangs, helping out their friends, all that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
It seemed like it was a three you know, it wasn't like somebody that decides the laws and then somebody votes the laws and then somebody. It seemed like it was a lot of two of the branches of government were melded into one. Is that what I understand?
Well, every member of the council had a different purview, and they would present legislation if they had it each week, and we would discuss it and vote on it, and we would go around the table. I mean, procedurally, it was fine. It was just, you know, the legislation was sloppy, and there was no.
Yeah.
The problem was that when this originally got started, the chief of staff, my ex-wife, a former judge, had an axe to grind with the DOJ and especially the judges. So, and especially me. So she made every effort, and the mayor made every effort because he felt no differently, to freeze out the DOJ and especially the judges from any semblance of power or checks and balance authority when it comes to legislation. The system that they've come up with now addresses that by giving not only the people but also the judiciary purview over looking at legislation for legality and constitutionality as it always should have been.
Yes.
Because when I was a judge, before I was on the council, I lobbied hard for judges to get to have legislation go through the judges as a pass before anything got passed to, you know, basically mark on the legislation, you know, like, oh hey, this looks like a little loose, like there could be a loophole here, oh this is just straight up illegal and unconstitutional, whatever. And the judges were always complaining that they had nothing to do on a day-to-day basis, so it was a relevant problem. But in that
Yes.
first term, they wanted to isolate their power for themselves and increase it, and that continued into the second term, which is how we wound up where we are, with having to get rid of a lot of this legislation. So hopefully, with legislation being set up the way it is, and with more of a thoughtful examination of things that are going into law, I hope that it will be better and we'll be able to keep more things, and not have to repeal a bunch of things at once. But I also don't really give a shit. And I'm just going to live my life regardless. So, you know, I wish everybody the best. Nobody's going to be asking me for any input on any of this stuff. So, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I understand.
Whatever happens, happens.
So from what I understand and what you're explaining is I said two branches were melded together, but it was actually the three branches were like melted together. There was the
Well,
legislative,
see,
executive,
here's
and
the thing.
judicial.
According to our constitution, there were only two branches: executive and judicial. So basically, the executive branch operated independently, and the judicial branch just like did court cases. So there was no interaction between the two. Like we never had judges come up to the council meetings. We never asked them to come in. We had Crane for that, and Crane, I hate to say, was like checked out or too busy a lot of the time, and like he wasn't doing that function. Like he would just be like, "Oh, it looks, that looks fine," and he would just kind of go along if it didn't seem like obviously like a huge immediate problem. Um, Whereas if you had like a whole think tank of smart people to comb over legislation, which is sort of like how it's supposed to be, we wouldn't have run into a lot of these problems. But we had a corrupt mayor and we had a corrupt, insane chief of staff who wanted to make sure that they had sole discretion over every decision and maximum leverage in any negotiation. So that's what happened. And I hate to say it, but we have a spineless, toothless, effete, backstabbing, two-faced bunch of people in this building who all pretty much enabled, co-signed, or looked the other way, or just straight up licked the boots of tyrants for as long as it was in their interest to do so. And I also hate to say it because it makes me sound like I'm flexing, but I am literally the only person who never bent the knee to those people and told them to go fuck themselves from the beginning and warned everyone that they were corrupt and that we were in big trouble. So I did everything I could, but there's no reward for doing your civic duty or doing the right thing. So I'm the enemy of the prior administration. I'm the enemy of the current interim administration, and I am definitely the enemy of, for no good reason, the future administration of Nino Chavez, because he fucking hates me too. So, don't ever do the right thing unless you want everybody, including the people whose side you're on, to hate you forever, because that's what will happen 100% of the time.
I'm taking note on that. Careful with the right thing, it might turn back on you. Yes.
Yep. Got to be careful with that.
Excellent. Well, I've learned a lot about the history and what has happened. It will put stuff in perspective when I learn about all these new things.
Yeah, and obviously, run down all your facts when people tell you things. Get other perspectives, because people have their, people love to play telephone in this town. So you're never gonna get 100% the truth about anything from anyone. Make sure that you do your own research and check run down all the sources that have names. You know what I mean? So you get at least like the best approximation of the truth.
Yes, yes. So even for the clients to double check what they were telling me.
Oh yeah, your clients will lie to you all the time, every time. They will probably, unless they trust you implicitly, they will lie to you. Like everything they tell you will be a lie.
Noted. It's a great knowledge that I'm learning here. It's too bad you are not no longer a lawyer, so I cannot
I mean,
learn more.
I've been in town. I've been away on vacation. Sitting poolside, just enjoying myself. I just got basically like judicial cooed out of my elected position, so I don't really know what I'm doing right now. I don't know if I'm doing anything at all. I'm only responsible for like 17 grand a month in taxes, so that's pretty much all I need to worry about for the foreseeable future. I don't know that I'm going to do anything. I might just hang out. I might be a lawyer, I might not. I might run for judge if that judge over there with the problem with me is retiring. I might not. I don't know.
Could go fishing.
I do enjoy fishing, but it's not, you know, it's not something that I necessarily am gonna go do for like 9 hours a day. Know what I'm saying?
I understand. Yes, yes. It's more a hobby. Yes. I do like fishing, but I wouldn't do it every day. Just the drive is I wish it was closer, but you know, it's because I'm on a bicycle. So
Oh, you got to get yourself a car, my man.
yes, I'm working on that. But I've decided to get a bicycle first. You know, to get around in the city. I got run over by a police officer.
How much are
earlier.
bicycles these days?
It was I think 4,800.
Is it BMX bike or did you get a road bike?
It's a road bike. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but I think
Just
there's
trying to see.
another one. But it was pretty good. I got run over by a police officer earlier on my way to the observatory. But they were nice. They stopped and they made sure that I was okay.
Well, that's good. That's nice of them. It's more than you can expect sometime.
Hey,
Hello.
Hi.
how you doing?
Doing great.
Yeah.
What is
about
your
you?
name?
I'm Ursula.
Hey, Ursula, I am David Moreau.
Hi, David. Or is it David? Do you prefer David
No,
pronunciation
no, no,
or
no, no.
David?
David. It
David.
is David, not David. David.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was making sure I said it right. David.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, David. That's good
Yeah,
enough.
Yes. I appreciate that you
Alright.
respect the way my name is. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, because some people might have thought that your accent just changed the way David was said, and might assume you said David. That's why I have to verify.
No, it's David.
Yeah, David. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
Cool.
I will probably forget it later, but that's
I-
mostly because I meet
It's
too many
okay.
people.
I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
There's a lot of French people
I'll
around this.
probably remember you.
Yes? Okay, well.
Yeah, one of my
thank
best
you.
friends is a French person.
Oh, that's nice. I've
Yeah.
met a few. Yes, they are. Yes. There are a few. Yes.
I'm gonna remember you just because I don't want to like fall into the trap of just calling you like Frenchie.
Yes. Well, actually, I think you are the first one that mentions it, but not in, you don't mention it. You understand what I mean?
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
like,
Give it time.
you know, if
someone
I see
will-
you again, it's like, oh, it's French paralegal. You know, like I just, you know, if you were just an American, and you're just like any other, then I probably would make no effort to learn your name because I would, you know.
Yes, I understand.
There would be, yeah.
I know that I've been subjected to some insults, but I am tough. I will get through. I will get it will be okay. Well, Mr. Cornwood told me that there was 3 languages in here. It was American, and then English, and then the 3rd language is Texan.
Yeah, that sounds like Cornwood. That sounds like something Cornwood would say.
Mm-hmm. Then he would not call me David.
But yeah, you make a good point. You definitely want to not have a thin skin.
No, I will use it as if you let people reach you, you're always on the defensive.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you always got to steamroll over people when they try to push you around.
Exactly.
Never let anybody put themselves above you, because at the end of the day, we're all just people. Don't let anybody like fool you into thinking that they're hot shit.
Exactly. I feel like anybody that's trying to push me around is just trying to gauge my resolve and my strength, and I will not fall in their trap and answer back and yell at them, and and I will be strong because there was another officer when Cletus was there, and she told me to be hard. I need to be hard, So I will be hard and not let people, step over me.
Best news I've heard all.
Was there news?
Yeah, I just hit breaking news.
Oh, what is it?
Gatsby
The
stepped
news
down as
is
judge.
I can run for judge elections if I feel like it.
Why?
Which I still don't. Well, no, I ain't working with
Yeah,
her.
I was like, why? You hated it.
Well, no, I don't like. I don't hate doing the job. I just hate everybody that works here. It's like different, but especially her. If she steps down, then I might consider going back to being involved in this
She's still going to be a lawyer.
at some point. I don't give a fuck if she's a lawyer.
Yeah, but I'm just letting you know that. Like, she's still staying
No,
at
no,
home.
I appreciate that. I'm just saying I don't care what she does. You know, as long as she's not a colleague. If I decide to like run for judge or something, which I highly doubt I'm gonna do that. I think I would much sooner at this point in my life get into fucking journalism or some shit with you.
I might join the DOC.
You're gonna join the DOC?
Yeah, entertainment mostly.
Interesting.
Well, either way, I got to figure out
It'd be in a journalistic.
something productive to do at some point. Maybe
Mhm.
not today, but at some point, I got to figure out some productive way to spend my life. Because, yeah, ever since I got I achieved my goals of revenge. I mean, justice for the people. You know, through very fucking roundabout ways. All of my distractions are gone, and I'm just benumbed by existence.
Oh, you could work at one of those restaurants that are never open.
Mine's open all the time.
Oh,
I mean, I wouldn't mind working at one of those restaurants. That's like not a bad idea. But
If you want to work at Funhouse Foods,
know.
just let me know.
yeah, I might.
Yeah,
Might just
as
do that.
usual, I got hired and was immediately made general
Maybe
manager. so...
maybe I'll become a clown. Murphy the
know if
sad
you can
clown.
handle. Oh my god, yes. But you have to pick a different clown name. I want to call you Bonzi so bad.
Yeah, I'll think on it. I'll think on it.
What was the name you
But-
just said?
Bonzi.
Bunzi. Is it after Fonzie or?
No, it is a hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Because I thought like maybe he was gonna jump a shark. Like the funds.
Like the funds. Yo, how old are you, bro?
I was born in '88.
All right, that tracks.
Yes.
Like, how the
All
fuck
right.
you know about Happy Days, dog?
Because they're still running the reruns in France.
Yeah,
So-
but like if you were born in '88, you would have been growing up with that shit too on like Nick at Night if you're in the States. All right, what were you saying, Ursula? Sorry.
All right, and I just want to look up a couple of the jokes. So Bonzi the Sad Clown was a character that was created for like a D&D game a long time ago. Someone told this story about how Bonzi, or not a D&D game, it was like a Shadowrun game. It doesn't matter. It was a role-playing game, like tabletop role-playing. And he played a sad clown called Bonzi that had a red nose, dark hair, clown uniform was covered with old a worn trench coat. That didn't look like that badass. He had a slight drinking problem and he never smiled. The first character to find Bonzi tried to strike up a conversation about Bonzi's chosen career of being a clown. And so someone said like, "Hey Bonzi, you know any good jokes?" "Why did little Susie fall off the swing?" "I don't know. Why?" "Because little Susie lost her arms to cancers years ago."
Ouch.
Honk.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, like I love I used to love telling like jokes that would fall flat like that. Like
Yeah,
My friend,
I love that.
like, I
kind
used
of
to repeat
humor.
this joke that my friend's older brother told me, which like it's just so stupid, but like it would get laughs every time.
Knock knock.
All right, no. Why did the
No, no,
cat
no,
fall
no.
out?
Knock
No,
knock.
I was about to.
No,
I
no,
was
no,
about
no,
to
no,
tell.
no, no.
I was
This is
about
a
to tell
follow-up
you.
joke. It follows up the joke that I just told.
But I was just in the middle. Oh my god, who's there?
Not Susie. Honk. Okay, continue.
All right, so yeah, like I used to love just like morbid jokes that would just fall flat and still get laughs. So like, here's one. Why did the cat fall out of the tree?
Why?
Because it was dead.
You're a scruffy kind of clown.
See
would
that
admire
fell
that.
too flat because I built because I set it up too much. But if you were just like in a riffing session telling jokes and you just threw that in there, like, you'd be like, what the fuck, and they would actually laugh at it. But then again, we were kids.
Yeah, I have one,
What
but
did
it's
one
it's
book
too much.
say to the other? I was just checking to see if we were on the same page. Honk.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. A sad clown. That sounds good. I don't know if I'm sad though. I just kind of feel like dead inside,
Yeah, it still works for that. It's like
kind
deadpan.
of numb.
I mean, I'm checkers, so
I'm benumbed and increasingly preoccupied due to a lack of distraction. I've been very distracted for a while, many weeks with all sorts of urgent matters, and now I'm just like living in everything I've divested myself from to pursue this terrible revenge, and it's a lot.
is Siobhan still hiding in her house?
I'm pretty sure she just left fucking the whole state. I don't know.
Lame.
Yeah, I was gonna shoot her in the head too. That's fucking annoying.
Damn it. Lack of consequences. That's sad.
Is what it is though.
Hey, I've got one. What is worse than a one cat in a trash can?
What?
One cat in 5 trash cans.
In 2, fucking, you beat me to it.
Actually, that was really good. That actually made me laugh. I have a very dark sense of
That
humor.
was that was one of that was one of the cat jokes too. Back when I was, I love dark humor too. I mean, like me and my friends used to sit around and play like the hypotheticals game. Like what you'd do for $1 million and shit. We crack ourselves up doing that.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I
I'm
will
gonna
I will
head
let
out.
you to your things. I have to go do other things.
Is there another court case or not? Because if not, I'm getting the fuck out of
No,
here.
there's none.
I thought
Is
there
it
was
canceled?
2.
Yes, they mentioned there was supposed to be 2.
Yeah, she had one at 10 p.m., but she's stepped down.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too.
Oh, it's this way? I'm so lost in this place.
That's Justice Adams' office.
Yes. Oh, we went there earlier for the meeting.
Hey, man.
Hey, Cal.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Honestly, been a lot worse.
Yeah. I mean, huge sweeping changes in the city. Kind of things you were
Yeah.
looking for.
How does it make you feel?
I am interested to see what kind of.
Hello.
I think they forget harnesses don't help the others.
You're just gonna put me on the floor like this?
I feel like if you install
That's
one harness, you
crazy.
should be able to
It's dirty down
install
here.
4 harnesses.
Yeah, it would make
There we go.
sense, right?
Like even if you have to install each individually, you should just be able to still install them.
Trying to get you in this bed.
There you
it's
go.
not working.
Thank you.
Yeah. Look, I can fix it all. Just stop getting injured. Just stop.
Oh, thank you.
Just feel better.
Going to help you up to your
Stop feeling injured.
Damn, it's starting to sound like my therapist.
That's crazy. Hello? Look, I healed people with the stop sign earlier.
Go ahead and smack me with a stop sign.
I'll do it right now. You think I won't? I'll do it. Hold on. I hit you with the stop sign. That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
Did you say we had a critical?
Hi, Naya.
That was all.
Hi.
Naya, I love you. I hope your day gets less stressful.
This will be this guy over here. Multiple
He's
gun
critical?
shops. Yeah, unresponsive, low pulse.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
We're all going back to the same spot anyway.
Okay. I've given him oneg blood. Patch pack the bleeding as best I can.
Cop ran into us.
Yeah, McNulty ran into us going 120 miles an hour and then blamed it on us.
Oh, I got run over by a cop as well earlier.
Was it also McNulty? I wouldn't be surprised.
No, it was crystal clear.
Oh, also not surprising. She's a menace.
Well, she
That's my
stopped and made
nemesis.
sure that that I was okay. She was, you know.
That is my nemesis.
Hmm. Yes, they drive really fast.
Yeah, I was hit like while walking down the street the other day by a cop.
Yeah, I'm not. I know what you mean. I was driving my bike. I was riding my bike to the observatory earlier, and I got,
Mhm.
you know, they ran me over going so fast. You know,
Rude,
and
honestly.
yes, you know how long it takes to get to the
That's
observatory
crazy.
on a bike? Very
Good long while.
Yes, and then when I get there, the police officer tell me, it's at capacity, go away.
Mm.
Hmm.
It's rude.
Yeah. Hope your friend will be alright.
Oh, he's fine.
Thank
Friend
you.
1, good. Friend 2, let's check you
Did I give it into the hospital?
As long as his booty is fine, he should be fine.
His booty? Okay.
He spent all day shaking it.
I gotta throw it back.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, I see you with the little crop top and your booty shaking.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the vibes. Love that.
Alright.
I'll make sure you're able to keep shaking your booty, making this city better.
Damage, but I'm noting from the bullets that aren't
One booty
they're
shake.
no longer in his body or anything else.
I actually sold quite a bit of car parts.
Oh, this is Roman. How can I help you?
Hello, Roman. This is David Moreau.
Yeah, what's up?
Yes, I just wanted to let you know that I am now going to my apartment. So you do not need to call me if you have a cell rep or anything.
I got you. I'll let you know next time you're around. And see if you want to come along then. Not much happened today, as you can see, but still a thing.
I know. It's still pretty interesting. I'm learning so
Yeah.
much. So thank you. It was a good meeting with the judge
I'm
Adams.
so sorry.
Yes, you have to go.
Yeah. Have a good one. Bye bye. Sorry.
Bye.